If athleisure was a radio show, this would be that radio show. Bo Bishop, a man of fine taste and Montana class.
My wife will try and drag me to like an Easter brunch buffet, and I don't even like that because I don't like everybody standing over food I'm going to eat.
Friends with the highest intellectuals.
We found out the hard way. We have white furniture. That's all I'll say.
What a mess.
Oh, God. Holy
Literally.
An athlete, coach, husband, and father.
That drives me nuts. My kids are, I'm him. Shut up. Are you kidding me? You're 9. You're not him. I don't even know what the hell that means.
And two guys who are considerable downgrades from a former football player. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
They're calling it a football Friday, but we don't really have much in the way of college football until next Friday. That'll be the Cotton Bowl semifinal. If the last 2 quarterfinal games and the last 2 games for Ohio State have taught us anything, it's to be yourself. Know who you are and play to your strengths. Eric Reeser, Tyvis, Powell, Cole's here today. We got you until noon. And then Ryan Day is expected to speak 1 week out of that Ohio State Cotton Bowl matchup against Texas. But the last ticket, as you heard the well-coiffed update anchor say to you about a minute ago, Georgia, bye-bye. Thanks for coming. Notre Dame gets a 23-10 win in the Sugar Bowl. That was not too surprising for me because I think I had said last week, and it might have been either on the Spectacular or on this very program, that 3 of the 4 quarterfinal games would be not blowouts, but they wouldn't be that competitive. Now, I had no idea the Rose Bowl was going to go the way it did.
Well, I told you that.
You did. And we'll get your thoughts throughout the program on how that Rose Bowl game went in Pasadena, because there's still a lot to dissect from that. And I'm coming out of my disbelief in what I watched between Ohio State and Oregon.
You was in disbelief.
I was in complete and utter disbelief the way Ohio State put together a 4-quarter complete game and executed everything almost to perfection.
But why were you in disbelief?
I didn't think it'd go like that. I knew Ohio State would be able to move the ball
You
better.
watched them the week before against Tennessee.
I still think Oregon's better.
Than Tennessee?
Yes.
See, that's the thing. Like, it's not this is what people gotta understand. And, you know,
I guess we're doing Rose Bowl now.
This is what people gotta understand. First of all, I want to say Cole messed me up because he shaved. I've never seen him shave. What is it? Because Notre Dame won last night?
No. It's just it had been a year and a half, so I kind of forgot what I looked like and just
new year, new me.
I guess.
There you go.
For now.
How's the no soda resolution?
You know what? It's going well. The thing is, I was never really a big soda drinker. Like I drink it if it was there. Like sure I could drink, but it's not something that I seek. So I have some soda that's in the house. Like I got some Orange Sunkiss at the house, but like it's not on my mind because I'm thinking about drinking water. Now I still allow myself 1 glass of whatever, but the only whatever. If you count, let me ask you, Cole. Do you count Welch's? You know how you know how the kids drink Welch's for New Year's?
Yeah.
So I didn't drink mine for New Year's. So I had 1 cup of Welch's. Does that count as soda?
No.
Okay. Well, then
Sparkling grape juice.
Well,
I don't necessarily.
No, I have not had any soda.
It meets the bill. Well, good for you.
I've had water in that. That's the only thing I've had in these 3 days of the New Year.
You didn't go into your no bread resolution at all?
No, so
well, you didn't touch that, right?
Well, first of all, nobody wanted
You've
to
done
do
bread for every day for the past week.
Nobody
am I correct in saying
nobody wanted to do it with me.
That's not what a resolution is.
Nobody wanted to do it with me.
Okay.
I needed
accountability buddies?
I needed a teammate on this one. And when Cameraman and T-Bone and Tim all shot me down, I said, well, I'm not doing it by myself. So.
Well, you were seeking the wrong teammates.
Yeah, those are probably the worst teammates you could seek out.
It would have been fun,
considering the goal you were trying to accomplish.
Why do they care about eating like that?
It's not.
Were you listening yesterday when they talked about their McDonald's order? They are insane.
Well, I think
it's incredible.
So I wouldn't consider you a normal person, but normal people have. I don't know if it's necessarily a cheat meal. Or it's a meal you get when you're just, F it. I want to eat And I don't care.
But see,
I don't care what time of the day it is.
I've never thought about that.
I'm gonna get whatever I want on the menu because I'm feeling like you've eaten your feelings before. You might not have, but I know I have.
I've never
definitely eaten my feelings.
You was emotional and ate,
and just that was the best way to get over how you were feeling.
No.
Okay.
No.
Those
that
two,
is terrible.
Man and Bone and Tim, feel to me like they eat their feelings a lot, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, they should be positive like me, and then you won't have to worry about it.
Nobody's positive like you.
Tim is getting there.
Okay, but he's still got a little ways to climb.
Tim is getting there.
Because you wake up 365, 364 on a leap year positive.
Yeah.
That's not the case with everybody. And again, the three we're talking about, Common Man, T-Bone, and Tim, don't wake up 365 days full of positivity like you.
I feel like they do.
So in their feelings some days, they turn to a drive-through.
Every time I see them.
Or a large pizza.
Every time. Yeah, that's what they said. Have you, Eric, ever ordered a large pizza and ate it by yourself?
Yes.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Cole, have you?
I think so. Definitely medium, so I think largest too.
Yo, that is insane.
It has to be like the...
I can't eat like that.
It's got to be cracker thin crust, though. You can't do like the stuffed crust.
Oh, I could do big, dumb, foldable slices.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you order a large
I can put away food.
pizza to yourself?
Because you're feeling it, man.
No, you ain't never feeling it like that.
Either you've had a day,
you ain't never
or you're celebrating something.
You know what the sad thing is? They used to do that. Like, so when we was at the Woody, when I was playing for Old State, like that was like our meal to go. They give you a whole box of pizza. And I never ate the whole box. Like I take a couple pieces because they get, like you got dinner and then you get a meal to go. And it's like, I'm not going to eat all of this. Like, who would?
So who'd you give your pizza to?
I ate like a couple pieces and I threw it away.
Were there any
Yeah.
You mean to tell me like Adolphus Washington or like one of the offensive linemen weren't going to be like, hey, man,
they get their own.
but did they probably eat more than one?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Did they eat their whole serving?
I have no idea.
You never followed up.
They better not. We got to make weight the next day.
I mean, I've heard stories about the caloric intake of some of those athletes over there.
You gotta make weight.
The slobs and the defensive linemen
that's
included.
The thing. As a slob, see, they might not get
that. What I'm saying is, a pizza might put them to that threshold. The caloric threshold they need might be aided by a large or medium-sized cheese pizza.
They probably told them you can't get the meal to go. You can get the dinner upstairs, but if you like teetering overweight, like you not getting the box of pizza too.
So. We were going to start this by making fun of Georgia because it was Kirby not so smart last night in New Orleans. And then I wanted to get your thoughts on the Rose Bowl. We'll do all of that today throughout the show. I want to continue our food conversation real quick. Adam Jardy's going to join us at 9:44. Ohio State's got a big one tonight at the shot against Michigan State. And then Tim May is taking a vacation in Vegas following. This has been vacation. This is still a very long college football season that we've got still 3 weeks left to go if our team of record, Ohio State, wants to summit the college football mountaintop. So we'll get to that. Tim May from Vegas at 10:30. Bengals still have a shot at the playoffs. We'll discuss that in the 11 o'clock hour, go over a little what we learned this week. But back to your question of, have I eaten my feelings in the form of a large cheese pizza? Have you ever had a day where outside of a Thanksgiving or outside of a family meal?
I hold myself to one plate on them, so go ahead.
Man, just restrictive.
No,
restrictive.
I'm full. Like I eat the plate and I'm good.
Past the point of being full?
No.
Because you've told me stories of what Richard Sherman would eat
he's ridiculous.
During the season.
He's ridiculous.
He strikes me more as a normal person. You're the one who's ridiculous.
Listen. You supposed to eat.
The fact that you would judge three regular humans on their cheat meals or on their eating their feelings days.
They're not regular humans. They are...
The regular.
They are icons of the radio station.
I mean, as a
celebrities.
As a regular human being of average height, average weight, average metabolism, average athleticism.
Trying to justify this.
You are in the top 1% of 1% of human beings on the planet.
You know what?
In terms of size, athletic ability, metabolism.
I'm gonna walk that when we go on break. Fish probably ain't never did it. I'm gonna go ask Fish. I know he didn't eat no large pizza by himself. All
right. Chris says in the YouTube chat, back when I was begging. We're not taking it. We're not stealing all of the gimmicks from the afternoon show here, okay? He says when he was back from the field after a week-long angry military camping, I would house a Domino's pasta bread bowl. It was like 2,000 calories.
But that's a bowl though. That's not a large pizza.
It's pretty big if it's 2,000 calories.
Well, I have to see what it looks like.
All right, we'll Google it in the break. But you've done bread this week, so that's off the rails.
Yeah.
You're only holding to your soda resolution.
Yeah.
And I guess your water, as you have a tanker of H2O in front of you.
I like that.
The 1 gallon challenge. I got a long way to go. I was supposed to start at 7, but I was working out at 7, so I didn't get a chance to drink it.
Do you work out at the Woody like Bobby?
No, because Bobby gets up at like 4 to go work out. I'm not doing that.
If I didn't say it at the beginning of the show, Ryan Day is going to speak today at noon, and we will have that for you live on The Fan when he hits the podium. Back to the Sugar Bowl, back to the final team to punch their ticket to the college football playoff semifinal, and just what it means for college football as a whole. That's next. It's Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out our Fresh Tyson Chicken full line sale. Select varieties or buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
In the U.S., there are about 60 million adults 65 and older. And last year, nearly 1 million of them were hospitalized due to flu, COVID, or RSV. That's nearly 1 million people who planned to go visit family or see friends, but ended up in the hospital instead. So get this season's vaccines and don't let flu, COVID, or RSV make you just another number.
Risk less. Do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tech scams, identity thieves, data leaks. Hearing about these online threats every day can be stressful. But don't worry. McAfee Total Protection is here to help you live a worry-free life online. What does worry-free mean? Well, it means you won't have to wonder if that text message is a scam, if new threats will pop up on your PC, or if you're safe from identity theft. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Hey, it's Anthony. I know what you didn't receive as a gift, a new pair of feet. But I know how you can feel like you did. Get to the Good Feet store. That's because they're going to help you eliminate your foot pain. And not by just throwing some insoles into your shoes and sending you on your way. They'll make it very personal. They asked me about my daily activities, the type of pain that brought me in, and they properly measured my feet and arch size. You're not done. It's test walk time. Once you're fitted at the Good Feet store, they're going to put those arch supports right into your own shoes. You can immediately feel the difference they make with every step. And then it's the best time. Start enjoying the comfort immediately. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. The Good Feet store. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no! Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Tracking some snow out there before about 7 o'clock in the morning. The rest of the day, cloudy and dreary with a few icy spots in the roadways. Today's high will be 32. Bundle up tonight, low of 18. The sun returns tomorrow with a high of 25. And then we are bracing for another winter storm on Sunday night. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Bo knows many people. He talks to the interesting ones on this show. This is Bishop and Friends.
Reese or Tyvis, Cole? Mr. Powell, you've been here for 45 minutes, and you already have annoyed everybody in the building.
I have not. I asked a simple question. Fish let me down, which I can't believe it. Fish was disappointed. He's disappointed in me that I'm disappointed in him that he's done it multiple times.
But he has eaten a large pizza by himself multiple times.
I even asked Shark. Shark's been around for a long time. I said, there's no way. Shark seems like a disciplined guy. And he says, yeah, many a times. But I found one guy, Brandon Beamer, said he's never done it.
I'm sure he's done something.
He said he's done a half a pizza and 10 wings, but he's never done a whole pizza bite in one sitting. So shout out to Beam because he's the normal guy like me.
The internet does a lot of things wrong. One thing it does do right is banana for reference. Because I was trying to look up the Domino's Pizza Pasta Bowls that Chris had said he had housed one of those in reference to what's the biggest cheat meal or effort meal you've ever done. And that's where our large pizza by yourself conversation came in. Because really any pizza can be a personal pizza if you just believe. And I looked it up, and it would be really helpful if these Domino's Pizza Pasta Bowls, which I think you can still get, would have a banana for reference. But I found a guy holding up one next to his head. I'd say the size of 2.5 Chipotle burritos. So still,
I mean, it's a lot.
An endeavor.
I wonder, is Chris still? Did you feel bad after that? Like, do you feel like, ugh? Like when you had this cheat meal and you eat all this food, do you just feel like, like you'll never look at it like I cannot believe I just did that to myself?
Not after the pizza because my body can digest that still pretty well. There are other foods if I've had a lot of. The next day, I go, what the heck was I thinking?
Okay. There is some
there is some regret.
Okay.
But there's levels.
But you also got to kind of do this too. You kind of got to. It gets to a point where you're like, man, I can't be so undisciplined that I eat pizza 2 days in a row. So I just got to finish it now so I can't eat it tomorrow.
No.
Yes.
No.
You got to get it out of your fridge. Can't have any leftovers.
See, you're making an excuse to eat it. Like if you're full, you're full. Like it is what it is. It's done. Like I don't know why I've never heard somebody eat past the point of full. Like once you're full, okay, that's it.
That's impossible.
What are you talking about?
You just said that you've never heard of somebody eating past the point of full.
I'm just me.
That happened.
Me.
You have not eaten past the point of full.
Why would I do that? It doesn't even make sense to me.
Okay.
I'm full. That's like going out and drinking. Because I don't understand this either.
Right.
When they be like, I can't turn down a free drink. Why can't you?
So I've learned this in the many years that we've done radio together, that if there is something that you say, I can't get my head around X, I stop trying to get your head around X. And we move on with the conversation. In fact, we'll go to New Orleans last night for the Sugar Bowl quarterfinal in which Notre Dame beat Georgia 23-10. That sets up an Orange Bowl semifinal next Thursday between Penn State and the Fighting Irish. You'll, of course, next Friday have Texas and Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl Classic semifinal. And what I started the show with before we got off on that tangent about food was that these teams, the 12 in the college football playoff, regardless of what had happened in the regular season for a lot of them, Ohio State and Michigan, Notre Dame and Northern Illinois, that they needed to have success in this 12-teamer was do what they do best, be themselves.
Yes.
And it felt last night or yesterday afternoon, Georgia was itself even without Carson Beck, Gunnar Stockton at quarterback, until it wasn't. And then when it wasn't, it all went in the favor of the Irish, who played as themselves a tough physical team on the back of Riley Leonard for 4 quarters. Georgia at the end of the first half, instead of just kneeling, take a knee, Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
You're trailing 6-3. It's a physical game that I think everybody expected to be the case up to that point. And instead they try for the end zone. Gunnar Stockton gets strip sacked. Notre Dame finds the end zone. And then in the second, so that Notre Dame finds the end zone, makes it 13-3 going into the half, and then returns the opening kickoff of the second half, 98 yards for a touchdown. And that's ball game.
Ball game. But the thing about the whole thing is I expected better from Georgia's coaching staff, because if you watch that game, their left tackle was struggling that entire game. Like, the dude, Gunnar, was getting sacked. So even in that situation where it's 6-3, you know, first of all, you got a backup quarterback, your left tackle struggling, their defense is clicking on all cylinders. Dude, get to halftime so you can make those checks and those adjustments. Like, you've seen what they're doing. All right, let's concede this. It's 6-3. Let's just concede it, get to halftime so we can come out in the second half and make something happen. And you risk it by trying to do something. I don't know what you was trying to accomplish. I guess you was trying to get in field goal range, whatever. And boom, strip sack. Then they hit him on a post route, touchdown, and like before. Now you going into halftime upset. Not everybody's upset. You probably go in there, you probably curse them out at halftime, so they trying to come out. And then to open it up with a kickoff return, special teams, like, that's ridiculous. Turnovers and special teams lost this game. We already said, you, me, and Bo was already talking about how the defenses both is probably going to be rocking on, clicking on all cylinders. So I don't see this game being a high-scoring game. And to Georgia's credit, coming out in that game, they really didn't give up a lot defensively. Riley Leonard was the spark on offense, because he was able to use his legs on some of the things. Now, some of them rush patterns they did were the quarterback draw thing that they just kept giving up was ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know why you didn't think to spy this man, but that was the only source of offense really that entire game. So I don't y'all had them. Y'all just gave up. Y'all just made 2 terrible decisions.
Cole, as a Notre Dame fan, when Kirby Smart elects to go for it rather than just kneeling out the first half, where are you as an Irish fan? Like, where's your head at here?
I didn't have a problem with it, because if I were him, I wouldn't be banking on Notre Dame getting a strip sack. And you talked about it, dude. Monroe Freeling, that left tackle, was in hell yesterday. And let me tell you this, too. The guys who were making plays on him were not guys who have been making plays for Notre Dame all year. They were kind of just guys who were thrown in there. One of them for sure, 44 with the long hair, the kind of Samoan-looking dude. That guy's only in there because of 2 other injuries that took place. Like, he is a third-string guy. So they had a bunch of injuries. They actually subbed out their left tackle, but then their right tackle got hurt. So then the guy that came in had to swing over to right tackle, and the guy that they benched had to come back in at left. They had a lot of issues. I thought Gunnar Stockton actually showed some promise. I just thought his offensive line and his protection broke down as the game went on. So
I tell you what, he had some throws where it was the one guy, he was like wide open and he dropped it.
Dylan Bell.
Yes. I was like, man, y'all ain't even trying to help it. Like, you already got a backup quarterback. So, like, anytime he makes a chance to get a play, like, you got to make that play. Like, and the dude dropped the ball, and I'm just like, this is sad. But you know what, though? It was a time during the regular season where I had told Bo, I said, I think Georgia's cooked, because I don't think they got the guys on the outside as far as the receivers go. Like, they don't have the guys.
Not like they've had.
Yeah, like, they don't jump off the page to me. And that was the thing that I was worried about. And I kind of forgot about that, because I just thought, like, Georgia's been there. They're going to have their championship experience. They'll take over. They'll get back to what they were. And yeah, no, I didn't see it. I did not see it. Defensively, they were fine. I mean, they still got some dudes on defense, but I didn't really see it from them.
That's where I was with Kirby yesterday. I was like, just lean on your defense. Like, a play can be made in the second half that you can at least get your guys into field goal range and make this a 9-6 win.
Yeah.
Instead, he doesn't. And what happens is the Irish advance, knocking the SEC champion out of the college football playoff.
They still had a chance at the end. It was like two or 3 minutes left. They got down there and they got stuffed on fourth down. Like
I think they were
like it would have been 17-23, and they could have had a chance to do something, but they didn't score.
And with Georgia lacks at receivers, they have a plethora of tight ends who they use very well, but they were kind of unheard from the entire game. So something went on there, but that was a huge one for Notre Dame.
Who moves on to the Capital One Orange Bowl to take on Penn State. Irish open as a 1.5 favorite in this one. That'll be this coming Thursday night at 7:30. Buckeyes are 6-point favorites over Texas in the Cotton Bowl. That'll be next Friday at 7:30. Ryan Day is expected to speak with the media at noon today, and we'll have his thoughts, or we'll have the comments for you live on the Fan. But all 4 teams that got byes, Tyvis, they were one and done in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's correlated. I don't know if there's a reasoning behind that, but we'll discuss it next in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends on the Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BIKE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BIKE to 321-321. That's BIKE to 321-321.
Hey Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, you name it. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100 and be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. What's up? What's up, man? What's up with you?
College football playoff is up to the semifinal round. You got 4 teams north of the Mason-Dixon. Ohio State, Penn State, Notre Dame. Texas is the SEC's only hope. As the Southeastern Conference 8-6 in bowl games this season. You did have Ole Miss wax Duke like 56-20, 52-20 last night in the Gator Bowl for whatever that's worth. But the Big Ten 8-5. You had some Big Ten on Big Ten crime.
Look at that.
Yeah. Tyvis is watching television during the radio show, and it showed the SEC's not great bowl season, which the champion of that conference capped off last night in a 23-10 loss to Notre Dame. It had been something for a while that I think people with half a brain figured that there's more parity in college football. Like the SEC, top to bottom, isn't the best conference. It's fine.
They get a lot of weight,
but because of at the top, you've got teams that have won back-to-back national championships that have won 4 or 5 in a stretch.
It's like over a 20-year stretch. Yeah. They were winning it pretty much every year.
But I do think that there was always teams, at the top of the Big Ten or the top of the Pac-12, was then the Pac-12 or the top of the Big 12 that in any given moment were good, as good, if not better, than any teams in the Southeastern Conference. And again, we look over a 20-year span of things. But now that you've got I don't know if Georgia was the best team in the SEC. They were certainly SEC champion, so it would lend to that. But
they won. They got to the SEC championship. They
beat Texas.
But I don't like it. Their season was and don't get me wrong, they played the toughest schedule. Allegedly,
they did. Florida did as well.
You got to look at it. You got to put it with an asterisk because the SEC not looking really that good. But they played allegedly the toughest schedule, and that's why their record was what it was.
And I don't think that had Georgia beaten Notre Dame, if you are an Ohio State fan, and not necessarily looking past Texas, but the teams in the Orange Bowl don't scare you.
No.
Honestly, does the team in the Cotton Bowl scare you?
No.
I think the one thing that if you were to be honest to yourself, Ohio State fan, the one thing that scares you, is Ohio State.
I agree.
And which version of the Buckeyes are you going to get? Are you going to get the 41, 42 point per game offense that came out in the first and second rounds of the college football playoff, or the turtle that hid in its shell against Michigan?
Well, if you get that, it's done. Like if you get any team, I feel bad for any team that gets this version of Ohio State. And the crazy thing is, the first two games they had motive. Like it was a lot of motive in those games. This one, the only guy that there's only like 3 players that got motive in this game. Will Howard, because he's never beat Texas. Jeremiah Smith, because he didn't get Freshman of the Year award. Caleb Downs, because he did win the Thorpe Award. Those all went to those two went to Texas players. So there is something there. But the rest of the team is just about just looking at the ring. But see, like Oregon, that was redemption. Tennessee was the first game after you lost to your rival. So like it was like a lot of we gotta get out there. This is the one where it's like, I mean, we want the ring. But I don't think that's a thing. But I'm just pointing it out. Like that's
it is. I think it, and we'll do thing or not a thing later in the show. But I think it is a thing. Mm-hmm. I also think, and I have confidence that an Ohio State team and an Ohio State coaching staff, after winning the Rose Bowl, understands that the national championship has never been. There's never been a clearer path, a clearer picture for Ohio State hoisting the national championship trophy.
It was. They lost to Alabama in the game.
Which game?
In 2020?
No. I'm talking about just this season.
Oh, this
I'm just
season.
talking about in 2024 as a sample season.
I thought you were saying like
it's never been clearer for this Buckeye team.
Yeah, no.
Because you're talking about individual motivators for Will Howard, for Jeremiah Smith, for Caleb Downs. Mm-hmm. And yes, those are absolutely things. But I think overall as a team, it doesn't feel like, and there shouldn't be at any point during the season, that team having more confidence in itself.
I agree.
Than now. And maybe they've been this confident all season.
Well, yeah, they should have been. But, at the beginning of the season, obviously, you got pieces that's coming in. You got to figure out the chemistry. Right now, you are rolling. You literally are the hottest team. Like, whatever they're doing in the Woody, like, just continue to do that. The preparation and the attention to detail that these guys are paying attention to right now is why they're having these dominant performances. So they have the formula. Just don't deviate from the formula. You got the winning recipe right now. Just don't change anything for like 3 weeks, and we will finally hang another banner.
It is crazy because you have a full week until next Friday when you play in the Cotton Bowl. And then presuming you beat Texas in that game next Friday, you're off for a full week and change as the national championship game will be on Monday, January 20th. I want to start this today and work on it a little bit tomorrow, Tyvis, as you and I will do the Sports Saturday Spectacular from 10 to 1. But I don't mean to... My goal for this exercise is not to strip anybody naked and walk them through the streets of King's Landing saying shame. But if you were of the Fire Ryan Day crowd after the Michigan game, how do you feel now? I'm honestly interested in how that portion of the fan base feels, because Ryan Baker and I went on the post game show after that Michigan game and heard it from everybody.
Yeah.
And I had at that point I wasn't then, I am still not now, of the dismiss the man. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that's...
I never said that.
I didn't either. And I thought much of because of where they are now, that the opportunity to do what they have done was reason enough. And then there are several other reasons that have been discussed over the past month. But the opportunity that was in front of this Buckeye team that now has come into fruition through 2 games, as you're looking into a college football semifinal where you are a favorite and you should feel like the favorite to win the national championship, despite what Vegas says, which they have given you a very large favorite to win the whole thing. At 971BFS, at 1Tyvis, in the YouTube chat, if you were of that mindset, has that changed, or how do you feel right now?
It had to change.
And I want this to be a safe space for those fans. We're not trying to shame anybody here. I just want to understand.
Now, if it hasn't changed?
If it has changed or if it hasn't changed. Because maybe it has changed about how you feel about the head coach.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that when you look at it, you lost to the rival, and that was a big deal.
There's so much anger.
Yeah.
And understandably
and I get it. Yeah, I get that. 100%. You should be upset. Off of 4 years of losing to him, yeah, that's big, especially in Columbus. Like, it's like life or death. So, yes. But you won't deny the fact that, you got it. It was really about what he did in these playoffs. I think that would have been like the final nail in the coffin. If he came in the playoffs and laid an egg, then, I think
he did the opposite, I would say.
Yeah. So I think that would obviously change. It was so many people that was like, I'd rather beat the team up north than win the national championship. And I was like, I hear you. But it's something about hanging a banner, too. Like,
you are Rose Bowl champions.
Yeah, like hanging a banner and for them creating memories, because they don't have, like I always point out, this senior class don't have a lot of great memories. They had 1 Rose Bowl win prior to these playoffs. 1 Rose Bowl win. That was the only thing that they can hang their hat on. So now they're creating these memories where they got another Rose Bowl win. They can potentially have a Cotton Bowl win, and then they could potentially have the national championship win. Like that. That's a successful season, and I get it. We didn't win the Big Ten. We didn't win against our rival. I get those things, and those things are very important. And I am on the mindset that you should definitely check all 3 of those boxes. Yeah. But if you can at least check 1, which is the biggest one, like that's still something.
After what had happened on November 30th, I came on these airwaves and said the opportunity that awaits you is too big, and it means too much for anybody to make knee-jerk reactions at that point. And that following Monday, you had Ross Bjork came out and echoed the same thing, where the opportunity that this team still has by what the college football playoff and the expanded 12-teamer has allowed for you to do made it so that it didn't need to be done. A change didn't need to be made right then and there.
Correct.
That a change, you could wait on this thing. You could have patience.
Yeah.
And because everybody, I think, what made that loss so tough was because you knew, right? This wasn't we think they're the most talented team in the country.
No,
you knew.
Yeah.
It was a gimmick, but I every week came on Mondays and said, what does this team do well? Well, they acquire talent.
Yeah.
And that through January 3rd.
It made me laugh every time.
Because it's true.
It is. It's a fact. Like I said, the team up north game was the best thing that happened to this team. Not the fact that they lost the game, but the fact that it reminded them what they have on their team. Since then, we've seen them unlock number 4 to the point where it's like, you eat first. I think I seen Bo tweet that. Number 4 should eat first every time. And that causes a panic on defense. Like, oh, my goodness. Like, oh, they moving them around? Oh, man, what we going to do? It's so much attention that G. Scott just is wide open running down the sideline.
As soon as he goes into motion, and we'll do more on the Rose Bowl because there's plenty of stuff I want to pick from Tyvis's brain about that game in Pasadena. As soon as he goes into motion, I'm like, that's your man. And it baffled me how unprepared Oregon was.
Yeah. It's because you see it on tape.
Because you had time. You had 2 weeks.
Well, one, the first time you played him, he wasn't doing you like that. You know what it was? Honestly, I went because I had sent you the clip or the Muhammad versus him. If you watch that clip, Will Howard underthrew that ball like 2 yards. What they didn't realize is Will Howard got so much better that he hitting them on stride now. So, like, it ain't the same. Checking him is not the same.
There's a lot more than the Rose Bowl that we'll do in the 10 o'clock hour of the program and just talk more about the opportunity that the Buckeyes took complete advantage of in the college football playoff, the opportunity that awaits them next Friday in the Cotton Bowl. Team 126 has a tremendous opportunity tonight to get a huge Big Ten win at the Schottenstein Center. Ohio State's going to be hosting Michigan State at 8 o'clock, the 18th 6th-ranked Spartans come in 11-2, Ohio State 9-4 on a 2-game winning streak. Adam Jardy covers the Buckeyes for the Columbus Dispatch. He will join us next. It's Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
Ma, the meatloaf!
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony. I know what you didn't receive as a gift, a new pair of feet. But I know how you can feel like you did. Get to the Good Feet store. That's because they're going to help you eliminate your foot pain. And not by just throwing some insoles into your shoes and sending you on your way. They'll make it very personal. They asked me about my daily activities, the type of pain that brought me in, and they properly measured my feet and arch size. You're not done. It's test walk time. Once you're fitted at the Good Feet store, they're going to put those arch supports right into your own shoes. You can immediately feel the difference they make with every step. And then it's the best time. Start enjoying the comfort immediately. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. The Good Feet store. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Cherries are in season, and right now we've got fresh red cherries on sale for only $3.99 a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. We can help ensure you'll have a reliable income stream in retirement, locking in gains and avoiding downturns in the market. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Through the magic of modern technology, I'm coming to you from inside your garbage disposal.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
I was telling folks about Who are you?
Garbage disposal monster. I eat the things people put in here. Nom 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 nom.
Oh?
Sometimes I get sick.
I was just about to say, the pros who knows from Apex are brilliant at fixing garbage disposals. You're really a monster?
Look here. These teeth, they're all busted.
Oh.
They're for food, not forks. You hear up there?
Gee, what else?
Crazy noises like clingety, 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 clingety. Call Apex Pros.
Sure.
Sometimes I smell funny.
I didn't want to draw attention to it.
Call Apex Pros.
And what's going on now there?
Smoking. It's a bad habit. We're not supposed to smoke.
Well, you heard it straight from the garbage disposal monster. Call the pros who knows. Apex Pros.
Hi, it's Alex, the Apex Bear. We are the pros who knows, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Nom 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 nom.
Visit McAfee.com/online protection to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Right Way Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Connect with the show on X at 971BFS. Jump in our YouTube chat or just send a raven. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Tyvis, Reese, or Cole on this Football Friday. But we'll talk some college hoops as we go out now to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring on great friend of the program, Adam Jardy, who covers Team 126 for the Columbus Dispatch. A big one tonight, Adam, over at the Schottenstein Center. Thank you so much for the time. Happy New Year, bud. And looking at this matchup on January 3rd against Michigan State, when you were looking at this at the beginning of the season, did you think this Buckeye team would be playing as well as they have been the last two games out?
That's a good one. I would say that the record is probably close to what I had expected as they start Big Ten play here. I don't know if I expected them to play, as well as they did in the last two games, but I'm not sure I expected them to play as poorly as they did in the Maryland and Auburn games. So maybe it all kind of washes out, and this is overall kind of where I thought they would be, just a little bit more of the highs, a little bit more of the lows mixed in.
I mean, I almost did not know how to ask that question of how they were playing, because this has been so many different iterations of this team, and Jake Diebler's had to deal with so much change, so much. I mean, I'll call it chaos for lack of a better term. But with the lineup that they had to use in the last two games, Junie Mobley in place of Michi Johnson. Just one, is there any update on Michi for the Michigan State game or for his status moving forward? And just what have you seen from guys like Junie, guys from Quest Glover who've had to fill in big moments for this team?
Yeah, there's still not an update on Michi, which the longer that this goes on, the more you wonder if this is a permanent type of thing, because, I don't know how long you can realistically expect to miss in the middle of the season and then just hop back in. I do think that if he does come back at some point here, there's the roster has changed and the rotation has changed, and you've seen really good play these last couple of games here from John Mobley and from Quest Glover. I mean, the way that they've been able to, impact Ohio State's pressure and pace and, impose themselves on the game, and then also free up Bruce Thornton to just, not have to do it all on his own. One of the things they've talked about in the last couple of games is that, like, Bruce is a really efficient three-point shooter on catch-and-shoot threes, which obviously rely on somebody getting you the ball in your type of spot where you would like to shoot. And they've done that at a high level these last couple of games, and that's happened without Michi. That's not to say that it can't happen if Michi does return, but you have to feel good at this moment about what you're getting from guys like Quez and John Mobley, because they're really making this offense look a little bit more like I think we anticipated when the season began.
Speaking of playing at a high level, Bruce Thornton, I mean, listen, back-to-back games, 30 points at first since Evan Turner. First of all, can he make it a three-peat? And what have you been seeing out of Bruce, these past couple of games that allowed him to have such big performances?
It'd be a tough ask, I think, to go for 30 again.
Why not? Why not? He on a heater right now.
I can't argue that. So maybe let's not rule it out the way he's playing. It's interesting because, like, to me, we might look back on this season and look at that Auburn game, and for whatever reason, that's like the game where things flip, because he had 3 points in that game. He didn't score until like 4 minutes to go. They completely took him out of the picture in that game. They had some meetings post-game. The players talked. I was outside that locker room for a long time before anybody came out. And then they come back from that trip. Michi leaves the team. They play Valpo a couple days later, and Bruce had 14. He's looked more comfortable and more confident, more assertive, more, he's just in the zone right now. And that's not to say that he's going to, I don't think he's going to average 30 from here on out. But he just looks like a guy. He's getting the ball in good spots. He's getting to the free throw line. He's attacking more. His teammates seem to be putting him in better positions more frequently. Now you got to see, what does that look like against the Big Ten? Like, this is a league that knows everything about Bruce Thornton. These teams know everything that he likes to do. Can he still contribute at such a high level and do it as efficiently as he has? Because, you look at these 30 and 33 in the last two games. He's done it he had 16 shots against Indiana State and 13 against Kentucky. So you're talking 66 points with 39 shots. That's pretty good efficiency. I'm curious to see how much he can keep that up.
Adam Jardy, our guest. Give him a follow on Twitter at Adam Jardy. He covers the basketball Buckeyes for the Columbus Dispatch. Ohio State hosts Michigan State tonight at 8 o'clock. Timmy Hall will gently warm you up at 7. Adam, has this team, just from what you've seen at practice and what you've seen and talked to these guys, has Bruce Thornton emerged as the leader, or has this been really by committee? Because you see and hear stuff from guys like Devin Royal, even Junie Mobley at such a young age. Like, how has this team been from a leadership standpoint on and off the court?
Yeah, it's Bruce's team, I think. I mean, they're getting leadership from some other guys. Micah Parrish is a guy that if you talk to people on this team, you talk to the coaching staff, they'll point to him. He's certainly been a guy they've leaned on a bit, and he had the ankle injury, missed the last game. I think he plays tonight. But Bruce he's a third-time captain, and it's always funny. Like, different coaches in different seasons handle things differently. But like I've been asking Jake Diebler throughout the last several months, like, do you have captains? What are you going to name captains? Are players going to vote on captains? And then a couple of weeks ago, Bruce Thornton was announced during the pregame intros as a starter and as the captain. So I asked Jake about it, and he was like, I mean, yeah, he's a captain. We haven't had like an official, hey, you're the guy, but like, yes, he's clearly he's a leader. He's a captain. I think there's other guys in this team that help with that. I think, John Mobley's a guy who has some of that. Devin Royal stepping into a bigger role. Micah Parrish for sure. What's interesting is I thought that was going to be a big part of Michi's role. Michi and Bruce were the two team representatives for Big Ten Media Day. Generally that indicates, an assumed leadership position and prominent role in the team in the upcoming year. So that's been an interesting sort of dynamic shift. But I do think, this team is Bruce's team. He's the guy that they look to. He's getting help from other guys, but to me, it starts with Bruce.
Let me ask you, Adam, about the starting rotation, because right now Aaron Bradshaw is coming off the bench. At the beginning of the season, he was a starter, and obviously, he took that time off, and since he's come back, he's come off the bench. Do you think it'll ever be a situation where he's back to being a starter without an injury happening, or do you think right now this rotation is the best way they should move forward?
I mean, I think you are going to have to consider having him in the starting lineup instead of Sean Stewart at some point, just based on the fact that Sean Stewart can't stop fouling right now. I mean, he leads the team. He averages 7.5 fouls per 40 minutes right now. And that's to put a guy in the starting lineup and have him pick up a foul or two by the first or second media timeout, like, that impacts everything going forward. And I think Sean's inability to stay out of foul trouble, I think, makes it a little bit of a natural thought that, Aaron slides back into the starting lineup. When they began the year, Stewart was starting next to Bradshaw, but that meant Devin Royal was coming off the bench. And the way that Devin has played, I don't see a way that you bring him off the bench. I think you have to start him. So it does present an interesting, dilemma or decision, I guess, for Jake Diebler and his coaching staff, because do you want to bring Sean Stewart off the bench? Do you how do you navigate this going forward with roles and egos and all those things, make sure it doesn't turn into a distraction? But I think from just a productivity standpoint right now, it certainly makes sense to me to have Devin and Aaron starting next to each other, with Sean Stewart still playing 20 minutes a game coming off the bench, but the foul trouble has been a real issue for him.
All right, Adam, for those of us who haven't been able to take in much of this Michigan State Spartans team, what makes them deserving of that 18 next to their name, and how do you see things going tonight at the Shot?
Well, they haven't lost any. They don't have any bad losses. I mean, they're 11-2. They lost to Kansas, and they lost to Memphis. They don't have many, major wins. I mean, they beat Minnesota, Nebraska. They beat Carolina on a neutral. But you look at this team, and there's a lot of things that just scream a Tom Izzo team. I mean, they're top 35 in both offense and defense. They're a top 20 defense nationally. They get to the free throw line. They shoot free throws well. They don't shoot threes very well. They're shooting 28% from behind the arc. And so to me, I look at this game and I think if Ohio State can match Michigan State's pace and tempo, because Diebler said yesterday the first 5 to 8 seconds of the shot clock will be really important on both ends of the court. Both these teams want to get out and run if they can. So I think if Ohio State can match that and not get burned in transition too much, and if the Buckeyes can make some threes, I don't expect the Spartans to shoot particularly well because they just really haven't yet this year. So I think if Ohio State can control those things and then be physical and aggressive on the glass to match, what Michigan State always is, then it should be a fun one tonight. I'm excited to see, which teams show up tonight and what this tells us about where the Big Ten season could be headed, because these are the games at home that you have to take control of.
Adam, you're the best, bud. Thanks so much for the time. I think fun's the right word for what we're going to see between the Buckeyes and the Spartans. Enjoy things, and we'll talk to you more as the basketball season rolls along. Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year, guys. Appreciate you having me. Thanks so much.
Adam joined us courtesy the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. So our YouTube chat lit up with Ohio State fans in their feelings about Ryan Day, good, bad, the other. If you had a name for who should have replaced him, it does feel like if you thought there was still maybe a chance that is dead. We'll discuss that next. It's Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
Hey, it's Anthony. I know what you didn't receive as a gift, a new pair of feet, but I know how you can feel like you did. Get to the Good Feet store. That's because they're going to help you eliminate your foot pain, and not by just throwing some insoles into your shoes and sending you on your way. They'll make it very personal. They asked me about my daily activities, the type of pain that brought me in, and they properly measured my feet and arch size. You're not done. It's test walk time. Once you're fitted at the Good Feet store, they're going to put those arch supports right into your own shoes. You can immediately feel the difference they make with every step. And then it's the best time. Start enjoying the comfort immediately. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet store has helped many people relieve their pain, me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. The Good Feet store. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City, or goodfeet.com.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. The college football playoff semifinal is all set. Notre Dame beat Georgia 23-10 last night in the Sugar Bowl quarterfinal. Irish will play Penn State next Thursday in the Orange Bowl. Notre Dame's a 1.5 favorite in that one. The other semifinal game features Ohio State and Texas next Friday in the Cotton Bowl. That's at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. It'll be a 7:30 p.m. kick. Ohio State's Ryan Day will speak with the media around noon today. We'll carry those comments live on the Fan when he hits the podium. In college hoops, Ohio State hosts number 18 Michigan State tonight at 8. 8. We can have that game for you on the Fan with pregame coverage at 7. Buckeyes are 9-4 and on a 2-game winning streak. They'll play at Minnesota Monday night. And on the ice at Nationwide, the Red Wings beat the Blue Jackets 4-3. CBJ are back on home ice tomorrow night hosting the St. Louis Blues. This update is sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Dr. Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
First Friday miracles are always better with Uncle Bo. This is Bishop and Friends.
So far, so good, Tyvis, on my New Year's resolution of not calling this show Fan Sports Saturday. As you heard, Big Voice Guy, it is in fact Bishop and Friends. Eric Reeser, Tyvis Powell, Cole here with you until noon.
That's a nice resolution.
So far, so good. 3 days in.
I'm glad you
better than your bread one, nerd.
I didn't make the bread.
Oh, why not?
Well, Bobby actually just texted me and said he wants to start on Monday.
Bob did have a good. Bob's plan is pretty solid. What did he say to you?
He said he would do a wheat-free diet, wheat bread free.
Yeah, that's actually a better way to go. To say I'm not going to eat a certain type of bread than just blanket I'm not going to eat any bread at all. Because if it's strictly wheat bread you're giving up, it still allows you for tortillas. It still allows you for pizza crust. It still allows you for mozzarella sticks and other things that are breaded and wonderful. It's moderation.
I agree.
Because if you just say, I'm not eating bread.
So let me get this right.
You've just thrown out so many options.
Let me get this right. If I
food options
presented this to Common Man and T-Bone and Tim.
Let's still say no.
That's such weak-minded.
Okay.
Would you do it?
No.
Cole, would you do it?
I don't know how much wheat bread I even consume anyway.
I thought wheat bread was supposed to be halfway decently good for you. Apparently, you're supposed to give it up. Like I thought, white bread.
You're not supposed to, but it's the overall point. I think is here's a category of bread that we're not going to do. So
the healthiest kind.
The healthier option would be I'm not going to eat white bread.
Yeah,
but that's.
I think there are 30
semantics we're arguing here.
There are 30 more calories in a slice of white bread than a slice of wheat. I think it's 100 to 70.
I just think bread is overrated. I really do.
That's fine. Just whatever's going to be in your sandwich, just eat it. Like
it's a very weird opinion.
It's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
Some bread is.
It's like getting a bowl at Chipotle instead of burrito.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever's inside, just eat it by itself. That's fine.
You are a sane human being.
Thank you, Tyvis.
You're not.
What?
You're absolutely not. And this conversation, the past 3 minutes, is just a microcosm of the couple of years we've had together, where I can safely say you are out of your damn mind.
Who am I? What was I thinking about wanting to challenge myself? What was I thinking? Why did I want to live a healthier?
Good way to turn it around.
Why did I not want to live a healthier lifestyle?
Eric Reeser, scared to be great. That's what that is. That's what you're saying, huh?
Just hey.
You
said that, not me.
All right. So I asked earlier in the program for those of you who were on the Fire Ryan Day train or bandwagon, which was picking up steam after Ohio State's loss to Michigan, the 4th in a row, the 1-4 record. You probably felt really good in your belief that something has to change. There has to be a coaching search. You had a case, and I'm not here to tell you that I don't think your case is valid. I didn't think your case was valid then. I don't think your case is valid now. But I was interested to hear how you feel after 2 straight blowouts in college football playoff games at the hands of the Buckeyes, who now look to be the best team in the country, the team that you thought this was going to be at the beginning of this really long season, and the odds-on betting favorite to win the national championship.
And they tweeted this, or this in the chat?
So this is in the chat. There have been some tweets. I'm not going to read names here, but someone says they'd been vocal for several years that they didn't think Ryan Day could get the job done and was ready to move on. After the last 2 games, he's obviously coming back, which they think is fine.
Okay.
So the feeling's still there, but there is the understanding that you can't move on after what's been done. Nor should you, in my opinion. But I'm not here to tell anybody how they should feel or think.
Okay, I agree.
I just want to have this conversation.
I mean, he wasn't getting fired. 37 million reasons why he wasn't getting fired. But yeah, go ahead.
This on Twitter. We lost to that team up north. I believe people were on the Fire Day train because we knew this team was better. Day is the leader and was the obvious target to blame. He has shown that he understood the mistakes he made with that game plan and has clearly found a plan to utilize the talent.
Okay, so he's
a lot of understanding with this.
Good.
Some say if he wins a national title, I'd say he has earned to stay at least another year or so.
You don't that's funny.
Only a year.
You don't think that if Ryan Day wins a title, like the NFL will be more enticing to him? Because of the fact that, like,
he'll feel like he already accomplished it.
Well, if you win the national championship,
I did what I wanted. I did what I was set here to do.
The NFL will call.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I ain't saying he's gonna be a head coach, but like, I think he wants to be a play caller again in the NFL. I mean, he's still showing he's a good play caller. I don't think nobody ever would take that away from him.
It's interesting you bring that up because I think that's something really silly that fans do. Is that you have to, and the way that fans talk about sports is we're always talking about the best. So in order for a coach to be worth anything, he has to have 6 championships like Nick Saban, or a quarterback has to have 7 Super Bowls like Tom Brady. I got to imagine, though, and you played, like if you win 1, you achieved it.
Listen, think about this. When things was bad around here, they said his family was getting death threats. Everybody was like, fire this man. So if he wins 1 and these is his guys, he can ride off in the sunset. Like, listen, I cleared my name. No, I did beat the rival 1 time. So what is he, 1-4?
1-4.
I won that game. So I got a pair of gold pants. I got a natty. I got some Big Ten championships. I always wanted to get back to the NFL. Like, that was always the case. So, hey, the Bears need an OC? Here I go.
Well, speaking of the Bears, the Chicago is one of a few teams with a head coach vacancy right now in the NFL. Jets are one, Saints are another. I'm sure I'm missing another one. Once Black Monday happens, there will likely be more. But earlier today, Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic reported the Jets are going to interview Mike Vrabel on Friday. That is today.
Yes.
The Browns permitted Vrabel to leave with 1 game left in the regular season, giving him a head start at interviews with teams that already have job openings. So he's going to meet with the Jets today, scheduled to meet with the Saints and the Bears. Zach's reporting adds with others soon to come when the regular season ends.
What if the Browns' job opens?
Yes. Yeah. I was almost of the opinion, as a Browns fan, you don't let Vrabel leave the building.
No, Kevin is...
Sure. They extended him. They extended Andrew Berry.
Yeah, Kevin. I think that, look, Kevin, this is just Kevin. Like, Kevin, he has
okay,
good year, bad
Great.
year, good year, bad year. Just what
so next year's good.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Looking forward to that with whomever's going to be in the quarterback room.
They go Kirk Cousins probably.
Oh, they can afford him?
It's going to be one of those things where they'll trade for him, but Atlanta would take up a lot of the salary.
Yeah, well, that would be the only way the Falcons could move on if they agree to pay off some of that.
Yeah.
But
I think it'll be the case.
And the Browns quarterback situation is a conversation I want to have on the 11 o'clock hour. I want to go back to Vrabel real quick because I'd always thought that he shouldn't have gotten canned in Tennessee. I thought that was extremely petty by their ownership because they didn't like reportedly how he was received in New England. But I don't understand where you would think a guy like Mike Vrabel, who had his best playing days in New England with the Patriots, wouldn't be thought of fondly and wouldn't think fondly of the operation in Foxborough.
Yeah.
But they were in their feelings about it. Their ownership group, the Titans, probably had a large pizza after that ceremony because that's what normal people do. They eat their feelings.
No, they probably had like cauliflower or something like that.
And then this whole thing has so far been a disaster in the post-Vrabel Tennessee Titans era.
It's been 1 year. It's been a
really bad year, Tyvis. Sample size isn't great.
I mean, how many first-year coaches, first-time head coaches, just hit it big the first time?
There haven't been many. The success hasn't been great.
All right.
But for Tennessee, I do think there's a large contingent of that fan base that thinks that it was a complete mistake letting him go. But he is, I think, the most desirable coaching candidate in the NFL. Like, he wasn't going to come to college.
No.
Because he was going to get any offer, any job he wants.
Oh, nobody wants to deal with the transfer portal NIL. That's a lot.
I think there are people that do.
It's a lot of money.
But I don't necessarily know if Vrabel is one of those, considering the opportunities that he has in the NFL.
Would you coach the Buckeyes for a year?
No. If the NFL was calling with opportunities to be a head coach, and likely with the situations Vrabel's going into, especially with the Jets, they don't have a general manager. So if they're getting the coach out of the way first, they're going to probably ask that coach especially if he's as desirable as Vrabel is. Who do you want?
Listen, that's fine.
Because it could be Brick Johnson and his Madden game ratings analysis.
If I was talking to Vrabel, if I was Vrabel and I was talking to the Jets, I would say, listen, if I come here, listen, it's y'all can't. Mm-hmm. I need what's my dude? Bill Belichick treatment. I need the Pete Carroll treatment. Like, I'm gonna call the shots.
I'm going to be one of the. I'm going to bring my guy in at least to be the general manager. But we are making the decisions. You're staying out of this.
Yes,
of course.
Because y'all clearly don't know what y'all doing right now. Y'all going off of a video games rating. So therefore, y'all stay up there. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix this around here. But y'all got to let me get me some sage. I gotta go around the building.
You're saging out?
I gotta go around the building with some sage.
Getting out the bad juju. Aaron Rodgers probably has some in his locker, unless when he cleans it out, he takes it with him. But I guess
what are they gonna do at quarterback?
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, so they're going to have to.
Hey, Kirk Cousins. Jameis Winston could be available. Jameis Winston will be available. He could be available to the Jets. He could be available to the Giants. You think Malik Neighbors would love Jameis Winston throwing him the football every Sunday? Now, they're going to lose a ton of games, but Malik Neighbors would have like 1,500 yards receiving.
Where's the Giants in the draft? 4?
I have no idea right now.
I think
they look that up.
I think they're
right in the break.
They're right behind the Browns.
There's a 3-way tie at the top. So if you're Cleveland and you're looking at that 20-point spread or the underdogness that you are to Baltimore, I understand why they're starting Bailey Zappi.
Giants are number 4.
Giants are 4th.
With 2 teams above them that need a quarterback, so they're kind of going to be the first one left out of Shador and Cam Ward.
No. They're going to trade the Patriots for the number 1 pick.
We'll get back into the NFL discussion in the 11 o'clock hour. The bad week for Oregon athletics continued last night. That's next. It's Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
Death, taxes, and beating Michigan every damn year. This is your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Replace your furnace with Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and 0% APR financing for 72 months. Get a free indoor air quality product when you schedule your installation by the end of the month. We offer a system for every home and every budget. And with same-day estimates and next-day installation, it's hard to stop a Trane. Schedule your free estimate now and get fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors and friends. We are your sons and daughters. Our service is providing us valuable job skills, and it pays up to 100% of our tuition. We're proud to serve our state. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard. Aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Uh-huh.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar.
Through the magic of modern technology, I'm coming to you from inside your garbage disposal.
Hey, what are you doing down here?
I was telling folks about Who are you?
Garbage disposal monster. I eat the things people put in here. Nom 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 nom.
Oh?
Sometimes I get sick.
I was just about to say, the pros who knows from Apex are brilliant at fixing garbage disposals. you're really a monster?
Look here. These teeth, they're all busted.
Oh.
They're for food, not forks. You hear up there?
Gee, what else?
Crazy noises like clingety, 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 clingety. Call Apex Pros.
Sure.
Sometimes I smell funny.
I didn't want to draw attention to it.
Call Apex Pros.
And what's going on now there?
Smoking. It's a bad habit. We're not supposed to smoke.
Well, you heard it straight from the garbage disposal monster.
Rawr.
Call the pros who knows. Apex Pros.
Hi, it's Alex, the Apex Bear. We are the Pros Who Knows, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Nom 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 nom.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Join now.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to check in on the weather report. The snow is moving out. The rest of the day, cloudy, dreary, and cold with highs only around 31. Tonight, we dip down to around 18. It really gets cold. We're looking at some sunshine tomorrow, high around 25. And then Sunday night going into Monday, all eyes are focused on a potential winter storm. Several inches of snow could be possible. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. After putting up with Tom Tiberi for a decade, the broadcast gods gave Bo these two. This is Bishop and Friends.
Reeser, Tyvis, and Cole with you on this first Friday of 2025. First Fridays are Wednesdays, but this is the first actual Friday of the new year.
Bo would be mad at
Happy
you.
New Year to you all.
Every day.
Hopefully your resolutions are going well. Unlike Tyvis's, who said he wasn't going to eat bread and he didn't get enough friends to join him on the not eating bread train, and so now he's jumping off of it.
People in the chat would have done it with me.
I goofed. I goofed earlier when I wanted to have cordial discourse in the chat about Ryan Day and how Buckeye fans felt and feel about him post Michigan and after 2 games in the college football playoff, and we've dissolved to name calling. So can we just not do that?
A name called?
Well, people aren't calling him names. People are calling other people names in the YouTube chat based off of how they feel. And I should have foreseen that, given the volatility of the topic that I threw.
Well, this is a positive
into it.
This is a positive show.
Trying to be.
In 25, I'm doing nothing but being positive.
Well, is that different from 24 or 23 or 22 or 21?
I've had some constructive criticism moments.
That you've given?
Yeah.
Of course. But that's only done out of 1, love, and 2, a desire to see your alma mater get better and be better.
Some people don't take it that way.
Some people don't, and that's unfortunate. Because anything you say about Ohio State is done in a place of love. And people should not be questioning that from you, a defensive MVP of a national championship game.
It's not like I would ever come out and just be like, that guy stinks. The player sucks. Like, I would never do that.
Well, that's not true, first off.
Yeah, I agree, but I would never do that.
I know that. and I think everybody with, enough sense would echo that sentiment as well.
So I'm working on being even more positive.
Wow, I'd like to see what that gets like.
Yeah.
You weren't a Dragon Ball Z fan, were you?
Yes.
Growing up? Okay, so I stopped when they fought I forget the villain. It was after Cell. It was the
Majin
Buu. Thank you. I stopped watching it then because I was too old. But I think they did after like Super Saiyan. They did like Super Saiyan like 3, 4, and then there was a blue Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
that's your positivity is a Super Saiyan right now, and you're about to go like blue Super Saiyan if you get more positive, and only like 20 people are going to get that reference. But that was the best one I could come up with in the moment because it's like,
oh, I get it.
Can you make it any like more positive? I don't know. We're about to find out, and it's going to be a hell of a thing.
Yeah, just you don't think negative thoughts.
That's difficult for me, but I'm sure you've got you're more hardened mentally. I'd asked Adam when Adam Jardy had joined us in the last hour about Michigan State because I admittedly haven't seen a single solitary second of Spartan basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that they had beaten Kansas and they had a number next to their name. And I was like, well, why are they deserving of that? And Jardy made the points that he would because he's infinitely smarter than I am, and he will make you a smarter basketball fan. Go back and listen to that interview, and everything we do is available for a podcast and on YouTube. If you go and listen to the podcast, don't leave anything other than a 5-star review. If you leave a 1-star review, Cole will get you.
I'm coming for you.
He'll get you.
Clean face and all.
Yeah. Baby-faced assassin will get you.
You went a whole year and a half without shaving.
Yeah, so it's been, oh, wait, I can turn my microphone off. It's been brought to my attention by like every woman I've ever talked to that they let me bed with facial hair. But you see, I'm living at home because I got to collect some checks to make back a bunch of money for the early termination fee from my apartment lease in St. Louis. They'll get you every which way that they can.
Yeah, I know. You got to get out of a lease, you got to pay like 2 months of your rent in advance and things like that.
Big housing.
I've done it. Trust me, I've been cut by 9 different teams.
So you moved around a lot.
I know what you're talking about.
So you know. So you sign up for a certain lease or something, and then all of a sudden your employment status changes, and you try to get out of it, and it's like, no, you signed up for this amount of time. You owe us a bunch of money.
Yep.
And so I'm living at home right now collecting some checks to make back the money that I gave them. And so, the dating life isn't going on much. And so I'm like, you know what? If there were ever a time to try to see what I look like again,
this is it.
Now's the time.
Okay.
What you can say to other people instead of I'm living, with my parents collecting checks, just say the college football season's just been so long I haven't had the chance to get out.
Yeah.
No, you say...
Hey, my college football season's still going.
You say, right. I don't live with my parents. My parents live with me.
Your roommates.
Yeah, they live with me.
I think I teased a bad week for Oregon. So the Ducks were ranked 9th in the country in the AP Top 25 college basketball poll. Well, they took a big fat L on their home court last night to number 22 Illinois. 109-77 was the final from Eugene.
Wait, what was the score?
109-77.
Oh, that's belt to
Oregon.
That's
belt to ass. Twice in the same week.
Oh,
the Oregon Ducks got pantsed on national television.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's.
You're not feeling too bad for them because they got all that Nike money. But this was on FS1, so it's one of those just tree falls in the woods. Does anybody hear it?
Sheesh.
However, that's really bad. Back to the Ohio State Buckeyes, who've played really well over the last 2 games, especially a 20-point win over Kentucky on CBS. But that was also up against a college football playoff in the NFL. That Saturday was very difficult because you have no idea what you're trying to look at. But obviously, the Ohio State-Tennessee game's paramount. You're obviously very interested in Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Well, growing up in Columbus, I know just how many Steelers fans there are in this listening area. All of that made for pretty entertaining. And then for Ohio State, you get a similarly impressive win over it's Indiana State, but the theme of this show is act accordingly. The Buckeyes did. And so tonight against Michigan State, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
It should be. I mean, because the thing is that you get that big Kentucky win. Okay, everybody's like, okay, what is this? We back? And then you see them play well against Indiana State, particularly Bruce. And then you see Devin, and you see some of those younger guys starting to make that transition to becoming dudes. And now we're in conference play. If you remember the past few years, this is the month where things kind of went south. So I'm interested to see how it plays out because we can't afford to do well, what was the losing streak? Wasn't it like
14?
Was it?
I think 14? It got up to 14.
And I came here every day. This is the one.
This is the game.
This is the one.
You were eventually right. I think it might have been in Maryland or Wisconsin.
I don't remember.
I think that they broke that ridiculously long losing streak.
I can't go through that again.
But your perpetual positivity played out over a couple weeks. It made for a really fun radio bit. But for Ohio State, the bit tonight against number 18 Michigan State, 8 o'clock for the tip there. It'll be on Big Boy Fox. So with limited sports other than basketball really tonight, because I know the Cavs have the Mavericks, but with limited basketball watching, a lot of eyeballs are going to be on this because you can get it on your television antennas. On Monday, they're going to play at Minnesota. That'll be a 9 o'clock tip. FS1's a spot for that. It's the dumbest thing in the world. But then next, what would be January 9th, they're going to be hosting the aforementioned 9th-ranked Oregon Ducks in a game that'll be on Big Ten Network. But, of course, all of these games will be provided to you right here on The Fan.
Yes.
In a just, again, looking forward. So after Oregon is Wisconsin, then Indiana, then they're going to Purdue to play the 20th ranked Boilermakers on the 21st. So Ohio State, and we'll speak this into existence, plays and wins the national championship. The next day, Ohio State's at Mackey, which I think the Buckeyes should play.
Good days.
I think they have the potential to be. I think Ohio State should play a game at Mackey Arena every single season. That's the test of your mettle, I believe, as much as there is in college basketball.
Do you think that that's the best venue in the Big Ten?
One of them.
What would you say is better?
Off the top of my head, Indiana? No, I will give it to Mackey. Have you been to any other venues other than the Shot?
I've been in front of them.
Okay. That's not the same. So thank you for that.
At the Big Ten tailgate show, we've been right in front of them.
They put you in front of the basketball arena for all of them?
Not all of them.
You're in front of the RPAC for when you're here in Columbus.
Yeah, just a couple. There's a couple. I'd like to get in there one day.
I am really looking forward to this summer when we do shows together, and I let you know your fall schedule before you know it, simply because you don't check your email very well. Make that a New Year's resolution.
I do check my email.
You sure? I'm pretty sure I
some of the stuff don't have the times on it.
But dates and assignments.
I know all that. My wife just got on me about this the other day. She said, you have a crazy schedule that only you know. So, like, I know what I got. I know what I'm
doing. You need to relay that.
I put it on my board. It's like a big calendar, like one of them dry erase calendars. It's literally right
I've
there.
got one of those, too.
Literally right there.
Do you think Tim May has slept? He's been in Vegas for the past 24 hours at least.
I just want to know if he came up on a couple coins.
Well, he will join us from Vegas to recap the Rose Bowl, to preview the Cotton Bowl, and maybe he won some coin. In 2 minutes, Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
Buy one, get one specials from Meijer help make life a good deal better. Plus, save on items that may help you keep your New Year's resolutions. Meijer Wellness brand vitamins and supplements are buy one, get one free. Select protein products are buy one, get one 50% off. And Rubbermaid Take-Alongs storage products are buy one, get one 40% off. Get your new year off to a good start with Meijer. Exclusions apply. See the Meijer app for details.
It's back January 10th through 19th at the Ohio Expo Center. The Ohio RV and Boat Show. Brought to you in part by Park National Bank. RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf cars, and more. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center January 10th through 19th. Get tickets online at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110. Wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sportsbook. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS. Get a welcome bonus up to $100. And spend the holidays with the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Replace your furnace with Logan AC and Heat Services. Get a free Trane furnace with the purchase of an air conditioner and 0% APR financing for 72 months. Get a free indoor air quality product when you schedule your installation by the end of the month. We offer a system for every home and every budget. And with same-day estimates and next-day installation, it's hard to stop a Trane. Schedule your free estimate now and get fast, friendly service from Logan Services.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Pull up a stool and ask the bartender for something neat, because Uncle Bo is on the radio. This is Bishop and Friends.
Yes, it is. Reeser, Tyvis, Cole going out now to the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline, Viva Las Vegas, where we find the host of the Tim May Show podcast on Letterman Row. Tim May, Happy New Year, bud. Yes. Have you won Happy big New at Year. All?
No, I've not won.
You don't sound well.
I had dinner with like 3 really good friends out here, and we all are those kind of guys that interrupt each other and try to talk louder because I've got a better story than you got, and I'm paying the price. Plus, I played golf out here yesterday afternoon. It was about 50 degrees, dropped into like a high 30s, it felt like. But other than that, I'm doing all right. I'm headed home today to the sunny Columbus.
Tim, what was your big takeaway from this game? You know, how was it that this offense was able to explode like that, and how was it that this defense was able to sack Dylan Gabriel 8 times when he's only been sacked 13?
Hey, Tyvis, in a nutshell, they got after it. I mean, both sides of the ball, but they got after it on defense. And, you know, this change they made that was inspired by the loss at Oregon, the changes they made defensively. As Davis Nickman said, the change they made after even the Michigan game was execute. Man, get out there, play your role, do your thing, and execute. But the bottom line is, excuse me, got something delivered to our room here. The bottom line.
What'd you get? You getting room service?
Look at this.
No, it's called hot coffee. The bottom, you know, out here you have to pay for everything anymore. They don't give you anything for free. But the bottom line was basically the way they played their safeties. Got Caleb Downs and thank you. Got Caleb Downs and Lathan Ransom involved a heck of a lot more closer to the ball on occasion, but hanging one of them or Jordan Hancock deep, hanging Jordan Hancock deep and stuff, you know, made a big difference. And then just up front, the way they got after it with their little games they played up front. But the main thing was they've just gotten after it on offense and defense. Big difference.
Tim May joins us live from Las Vegas.
I need a cough button. I didn't have one on my phone.
Have you had hot tea and honey? You got coffee delivered to your room, but what else?
Well, you know, it's only 7:30 out here. I got on Pacific time very fast out here.
Tim, did you at least get your stories off when you were like trying to interrupt each other? Did you at least tell the majority of your stories?
Oh no! What we should do, and we talked about this last night, because we're 4 guys who really met during auto racing times, but we all have great sport. My buddy Jeff Snook, you know, he covered Florida State and Miami and Florida during his sports writing career before he became a real estate magnate. And now he just spilled coffee on himself, but that's another story. But the bottom line is we had all kinds of stories from Paul Newman to whatever, you know, that we found. We always repeat them and they become enhanced. But it's a fun time. As we said, we should have recorded it.
That'd be a heck of a Tim May show live from Las Vegas.
It would. Yes, it would. Even tape delayed.
With plenty of time for a dump button. This Ohio State offense was the football Ferrari that we all thought it would be. What did you make of Will Howard before, during, and after the Rose Bowl?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, I did a piece on him and Dylan Gabriel about the art of visualization, about what could happen, you know, and stuff, taking everything you know and then turning it into a visualization of what the game could be. And for Will, I talked to him after the game about that very thing also, and it turned out to be that. I mean, you guys saw it. They ran two of the first three plays they ran the other night or afternoon. They hadn't run before. I mean, that little takeoff from G. Scott out of what looked like a wide screen, right? And then the little where they brought Jeremiah Smith across the formation. And as Will said, as soon as he saw the defense wasn't rotating to the other side as fast as you hope they wouldn't, boom, wide open, get the ball to the best wide receiver in the country and make a play. And then, man, that pass he dropped into Emeka Egbuka, as I said, I wrote a story about him a couple of weeks ago about dropping dimes. That was another dime he dropped. And, wow, it was 21-0. What are you going to do with this, right? And then it rose. But, yeah, I think Will Howard had a tremendous game against versus the Heisman Trophy third-place winner.
Tim, as you look ahead to Texas, what challenges do you think they pose for this Ohio State team?
Allegedly, Tyvis, Texas has a genius designing offensive plays and a prima donna, for want of another term, running them. And yet, offensively, they haven't looked great at all for a while now. And it's almost like people have caught up with them, right? And I just think I think Ohio State's just got to keep on playing the game it's playing on both sides of the ball, and then Texas allegedly had the freshman of the year, a kid playing defensive end, whose name right now escapes me. I have it in my head, but I can't pronounce it. But the bottom line is Jeremiah Smith's got a chip on his shoulder probably. Hey, I was pretty good this year, But the main thing is they just got to keep playing what they're doing. But the interesting about Texas is Texas almost schemes itself into a hole sometimes, and from an offensive standpoint. And Ohio State's got to just step up and keep that going. And we know how talented Quinn Ewers is, but he and that offense have been just slightly off the mark for a while. I think you agree with me, don't you?
Yeah, he's been missing that deep ball a little bit too much lately.
Oh,
he hung that one up against Arizona State, and that corner came right underneath it and picked it. So, yeah, it's not been the same.
Yeah, because you believe that. The main thing is they escaped that. I mean, Arizona State can cut a bit, man. He doesn't get enough.
Tim, were you on the golf course yesterday during the Sugar Bowl, or did you catch any of Georgia Notre Dame?
Okay. Get started out here and get right now like 4:40. So 4:45 Vegas time, 7:45 Eastern time. So you can do the math.
Don't ask me to do math, Tim. I can't.
Well, I'm just saying we had to start early enough to to play 18 holes, and we did. But no, I listened to it. One of my buddies had a phone with the video on it going while we were playing golf. So I listened to it mainly, watched a little bit of it, but you could tell what was up. I mean, the better team won that game. I've been saying, people watch my podcast or listen to me on 97.1 The Fan. Georgia was overrated all year. It was not the great Georgia defense of old. And then offensively, even with Carson back, just wasn't that special team this year. And I know the SEC's had a hard time dealing with the fact that it's not special this year. It's got one man standing against the Northern assault, right? Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame. We'll see how Texas does, but it's not the special league everybody thought it was this year, in my opinion. And if Texas does turn around and win it all, I will still stand on that soapbox. And all you had to do was watch Alabama, to understand that everything, or most of it, was BS and PR. And you're kind of tired of hearing it now. Go back home and get ready to play next year.
I was just going to ask, Tim, if you had prepared your speech for the next time Feinbaum invites you on his show with 3 of the 4 CFP semifinalists north of the Mason-Dixon. But go Enjoy some rest. Hot tea and honey, please. And
I know, man. I'm sorry. You just got me at exactly the wrong time of the day. In an hour, I'll be singing an aria somewhere.
All right. Well, safe travels back to Columbus. We look forward to talking to you before next Friday's Cotton Bowl, bud.
You got it. See you, Tyvis.
See you later.
Tim joins us courtesy of the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hopefully a throat lozenge in his future. Although, $5 if they deliver it to you in your hotel room?
He got to go 24 hours without speaking.
Tim May? I don't know if he can go 24 minutes. 24 we appreciate him giving us some of his time. The Tim May Show podcast, wherever it is you do your podcasting. And yes, you will be part of tailgate festivities in advance of Ohio State and Texas in the Cotton Bowl Classic. Thing or not a thing next. Bishop and Friends on the Fan.
Struggling with high cloud hosting costs and endless management headaches with your Microsoft Azure or AWS environment? Contact AmericanEagle.com for an assessment and see how they can save you time and money.
The Ohio State Coaches Daily Show is brought to you locally on the Fan by Credit Union of Ohio.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance and their local independent agents are prepared for what's next and protect what matters most to you. Whether that's your home, car, business, or family, Encova's got your back with a policy that fits you perfectly. With local independent agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova's playbook is an easy win for your peace of mind. You can trust their team of agents to develop a strategy that's just right for you. And it's not just X's and O's. Your expert agent will guide you and provide insurance solutions so you can confidently manage your risk and count on a financially secure future. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you. Encova is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Go Bucks!
Now, the officials have been talking for quite some time.
All righty, let's see what they have to say.
Upon further review, there is no penalty on the play. However, we have conferred and discovered that Bob, the line judge, has saved a boatload for his kids' college using Ohio's 529 plan. It is tax-free, accepted nationwide. Bob recommends we all go to collegeadvantage.com. First down.
Well, that's not entirely unexpected.
Classic Bob.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
Hey, basketball fans, Credit Union of Ohio wants to help you score more by making life more affordable. It's time to play with a team that helps you win every day. Credit Union of Ohio's loan rates have dropped to provide affordable financing for the things you want and need. It's time to reevaluate your current loans and consider refinancing with a team that cares about you. Check out current specials and get started scoring more money at cuofohio.org. That's cuofohio.org. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
Everybody knows that Roosters is a fun, casual joint with their award-winning waitstaff, great food, fun, and laughter. It's a quick stop on the way home to sit back and unwind or grab a carryout. Roosters is where you, your family, and friends can order pizza, sandwiches, salads, and more. And the home of award-winning wings that are fresh, never frozen. It's your family's other dinner table. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Check out our Fresh Tyson Chicken full line sale. Select varieties or buy one, get one free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's back January 10th through 19th at the Ohio Expo Center. The Ohio RV and Boat Show. Brought to you in part by Park National Bank. RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf cars, and more. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center January 10th through 19th. Get tickets online at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
BMI Federal Credit Union is here to help you recover from the holidays with a holiday loan. Get a holiday loan and choose the loan amount that's right for you from $1,000 to $5,000. Start the new year off right with a holiday loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit BMIFCU.org for details.
An ex-jock and a very puffy, smooth-faced man. These are the first voices you should hear. Morning Juice. Your wake-up service.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. If you love a good pie analogy.
Think of the cap as a pie. And once you take out one piece, there's less left for the next guy.
Then this is the radio show for you. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly. The light's on. Let's see if I hit the right button.
Thing or not a thing?
Sponsored by Apex Plumbing Pros.
So far, so good, Tyvis.
You just are killing 2025.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Off to a good start.
3 days in, and you are a star.
Well, during the break, I was just staring at the 3 things open. I'm like, I'm going to hit that when we get back. And I'm like, no. So I had a brain fart right as Big Voice Guy was bringing us back onto the air. On Wednesday, Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark called for more consistency in determining what constitutes a targeting penalty after a no call was made on Texas safety Michael Taffy's high hit on Arizona State receiver late in the Peach Bowl. Taffy struck Stovall with a helmet-to-helmet hit as Stovall caught a pass near midfield with about a minute left in regulation and the game tied. No flag was thrown, but referee Larry Smith of the Big Ten halted play to check the replay for possible targeting. Stovall was being helped off the field. Smith announced there was no penalty. Had a 15-yarder been called, ASU would have been in range to attempt a tie-breaking field goal. From Yormark, as a member of the College Football Playoff Management Committee, I've had multiple discussions seeking clarity surrounding the targeting call on Arizona State's final drive of the fourth quarter. Moving forward, we need to address CFP officiating to ensure national standards are developed, end quote. Thing or not a thing?
I was actually shocked that they didn't get targeted.
They blew that call.
Yeah, because it's... And then they was explaining like he lowered his helmet and all. I was like, no, he didn't. Like that is now what I will say is it wasn't intentional. There wasn't intent. Like maybe that's why they didn't call it. And he didn't lower it. He didn't lead with the crown of his helmet. Like that didn't happen. He kind of put his face mask right on his helmet, which okay. But it still was helmet to helmet. And I'm a defensive player saying this. That's how you know. That's how you know I know it's wrong. Because a defensive player would never say this. But I think it should have been a penalty and it should have been called. Would the kicker have made it? I don't know. But it probably should have been called.
The evaluation of this stuff is so hard for so many reasons. And the broadcasters, too. Like, each color commentator is a former player with a different opinion on how they see targeting. Some people... I guess are more protective of players. Some people just hate it out together because, this is football. And so that kind of clouds our judgment as fans, too, depending on which color commentator has a certain opinion about it. I'm with you. Well, I guess I'm against you, Tyvis. I initially was with you because I saw it, too. Like, that was just a face mask to face mask hit. Like, he didn't lower his head. But I guess technically that's helmet to helmet, but it didn't look like targeting to me.
I agree.
So I didn't have a problem with that. But as far as this goes, like... We need to address CFP officiating. Like, first of all, this is not exclusive to the playoffs, so no, this is not a thing. People complaining about officiating will exist till the end of time.
That's a fact.
This is just a particularly unique penalty that I don't think will ever get clear.
Tyvis, Jimmy Butler has lost his smile after scoring just 9 points in Miami's 128-115 loss to the Pacers last night. He said after the game, he's just lost his joy playing with that organization. Quote, I want to see me getting my joy back playing basketball. Wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. I'm happy here off the court, but I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win, and right now I'm not doing it. He was then asked if he can get his joy back on the court with the Heat. He responded, probably not. Thing or not a thing?
I mean, it's a thing that, what's crazy is that this has been back and forth for like a week now because there was speculations. I think it was right around Christmas where they came out, because I remember looking at it. I was in Worcester when I seen it, that Jimmy Shams had reported Jimmy Butler wants to be traded. And it was like his potential suitors was he wanted to go to either Golden State or he wanted to go to Phoenix. Phoenix is not going to happen. The Golden State thing could. And then a week later, or a couple of days later, Pat Riley comes out and says, no, we're not trading Jimmy Butler. And then this happens. So it's like, what's going on, man? Is y'all really about to at some point, you're not about to let this just continue to linger on. Like, you need to do what's best for the Heat. The reason that that Jimmy Butler, you can even have a conversation about trading Jimmy Butler is because Tyler Hero has taken that next step. He's looked really good this season. So if it's not working and Jimmy's not going to be the player that he once was, then you need to go ahead and trade him now and get something for him so you can get your chemistry down with the new pieces that you add so you can be full strength when the playoffs come.
The NBA has the most unlikable athletes in all of sports. Nothing can make these guys happy.
That's not true. The Cavaliers are very happy.
Okay, it's not their fault. They're not the ones that have guys requesting trades every last stop that they go to. It's so many of these guys, man. And I went
to players lead over in the NBA.
Adam Silver is spineless. He listens. You're under contract. Play for your team.
That's what Pop told Kawhi Leonard.
And the worst thing the worst example of all of this was the Damian Lillard, like, hey, I'll only play if you send me to the Heat, and I'm gonna hold out if you send me anywhere else. Like, I mean, these guys are never happy anywhere they go. And now Jimmy Butler is now in the repeat offender category because he did this in Minnesota too, where he grabbed all of his backups and challenged the starters to a 5-on-5 and then left and went to Philadelphia and didn't win anything.
Did he win that?
No. Oh, the 5-on-5 game, yeah.
Yeah. That's why he left.
Well,
that's why.
Okay, maybe Karl Anthony Towns is soft. I don't know. There have been rumors about that. But, I mean, these guys, nothing ever satisfies these guys. They show up somewhere, they sign big contracts, and then they move.
Well, players league.
Feels like there are more malcontents in the NBA than any other league, but to your point, it's because they have all of the power and can express their lack of content more so than players in other teams in other leagues. Deadline in the association is Thursday, February 6th, so we're just over a month out of that. It was revealed earlier this week that Louisville punter Brady Hodges opted out of the Sun Bowl because the Cardinals' NIL collective did not pay the money promised to him back in September. Hodges actually posted the social media admittance during Tuesday's game against Washington in El Paso. Quote, I graduated on December 13th and had every intention on being with the team had they held up their end of the deal. Hodges had been Louisville's primary punter and holder for the last 2 seasons. Thing or not a thing?
This is ridiculous.
So a thing.
Man. I'm sick of this. Like, why is it... Can we get contracts? Like, just do the contract thing. This is getting out of hand.
I agree with you.
I am so sick of every season or at like 2 months, it's somebody that comes out like, yeah, they didn't pay me they didn't give me what they said they was going to do, so I'm leaving. Like, come on, man. Just put it in writing. Put it in writing. Therefore, it's legal. If you want to sue, there it is. Like, we got to stop this. I'm going to do this, and then when the player wants his money, now he can't get paid. Like, that's ridiculous, man. I'm always going to side with the players on this. He need to get paid. If he did what he was supposed to do, he needs to be paid. Usually when you do these NIL things and stuff like that, you do have some stipulations. There's some things that you have to do. You have to complete some certain terms to get these things. If he did not hold that part up, then he shouldn't be paid. But if he did everything he was asked to do, he need his check.
If either of you want to impress me, what's the name of the UNLV quarterback who left earlier this year? And pronounce it right.
No, I don't know, but his team still went to the championship and lost.
Yeah, I couldn't name it for you off the top of my head.
Sluka?
Matthew Sluka?
Matt Sluka.
Yeah. Forgot about him. What's he up to?
He's somewhere.
I don't know.
He's probably in the portal.
They had reached out.
Saving his eligibility.
They'd reached out to the Cardinals collective, who did not offer comment on the matter. But that's been a theme at least every year with a couple players, and obviously nobody as big as the punter for Louisville, right? You know, you have Jaden Rashada, that was one of the quarterbacks. So I think still got a lawsuit against Florida. He's Georgia's backup, and
yeah, he was one play away yesterday.
Gosh, wouldn't
that have been something?
I forget who the other player was. Not Sluka, but there was somebody else either this season or last season that left their team because of a failed NIL commitment, and not Jaden Rashada either. But it feels like that's what we've got over every season.
I know it was a bunch of players that was opting out after the third game, saving their eligibility. I think it was a USC D lineman?
Bear Alexander.
I don't know if those were
with a Georgia tattoo on the inside of his bicep.
I think those were for different reasons, though. I think guys opting out of their teams to save eligibility, or because I either A, see this ship sinking, or B, I'm not getting my playing time, so I'm going to protect that eligibility. Because for a lot of these guys, like, this is the best they're going to be doing from a football standpoint.
I hope it just never happens at Ohio State, where it's like such and such says he ain't getting paid, so he done. It'd be pretty bad.
It would be a really bad look.
Yeah, it would be.
But to the points that have been made, I think that this program at Ohio State is in the proper hands to make sure that something like that doesn't happen.
Seems like it.
So far, so good.
I know some of the collectives personally, so.
I think if you were to give out Rose Bowl MVPs, whoever signed, sealed, and delivered Jeremiah Smith's NIL package that made it better than what Miami was offering, maybe send that person a ring.
I would think that would be
the least you could do.
Be fair. I think that's,
you're getting that. You're getting a bulk order from whoever makes the rings anyway. Just get a couple others for the guys who signed those checks.
I wonder if that's a thing, like, to some of these donors. Like, I want a ring if we win it. Like, I want my own ring.
You get $5 million for Jeremiah Smith, we'll get you a ring. Seems like a fair trade to me. We'll tell you a little bit more about what we learned this week coming up next. It's Bishop and Friends on the Fan.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Hey, I'm Brett Podolsky, co-founder of The Farmer's Dog. We make fresh food for dogs. We started the company when we saw what a huge difference it made in my own dog, Jada, when she stopped eating ultra-processed kibble and started eating fresh, whole food. The Farmer's Dog food isn't fancy. It's just real food, delivered to your door in pre-portioned packs. It's better for them and easier for you.
Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/trial50. That's thefarmersdog.com/trial50.
Pizza lovers, listen up. We're not that cheesy, but this deal is. For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. And you know we got even more, like flavors galore. Okay, maybe we are a little cheesy. Choose between classic 3-cheese, crispy pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big on 2 pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce. Get the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
You deserve the peace of mind that comes with affordable health insurance. Get Covered Ohio can help at no charge. Financial assistance is available and coverage is more affordable than ever. Some health insurance plans are as low as $10 or less a month. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends January 15th. Make your free appointment today by calling 833-628-4467 or visit getcoveredohio.org. This message is supported by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but does not necessarily represent the official views of the U.S. government. Sponsored by the Ohio Association of Food Banks, aired by OAB and this station.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. We're a little over 1 week out from the Cotton Bowl semifinal. Ohio State's a 6-point favorite over Texas. Next Friday's kickoff from AT&T Stadium in Dallas is 7:30. Ohio State's Ryan Day will speak with the media at noon today. We'll carry those comments live on the Fan when he hits the podium. The other CFP semifinal features Notre Dame and Penn State. They're playing next Thursday in the Orange Bowl. The Irish punched their ticket with a 23-10 win over Georgia last night in the Sugar Bowl quarterfinal. In college hoops, Ohio State hosts number 18 Michigan State tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll have that game on the Fan with pregame coverage starting at 7. Buckeyes are 9-4 and on a 2-game win streak. They'll play at Minnesota on Monday night. The 10th-ranked Ohio State women's squad's back at the Shot hosting Northwestern Sunday at 1. And on the ice last night at Nationwide, the Red Wings beat the Blue Jackets 4-3. CBJ hosts the Blues tomorrow night. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa credit card. Apply at bmifcu.org/Visa.
Are you working? Because we barely are. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football and quiet quitting. The Fan. If you say something with enough confidence, it must be true. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
Tyvis, Powell, I realized something as I was doing that Sports Center update. We're all Notre Dame fans next week, right?
Why?
Can't let that damn James Franklin play in a national championship.
You know, the funny thing is, so I was thinking about this. It's funny you bring that up. Both coaches, Ryan Day and James Franklin, have had the same scrutiny for however long they've been coaching.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that they have these really good teams, but they just can't win the big game. And then going into this season, we said the team that benefits the most from a CFP, from a 12-team playoff, is Penn State, because they don't have to worry about beating the Buckeyes and the Wolverines and not making it.
They don't have to win the Big Ten.
Exactly.
They're good.
And the irony of it all is we kind of got the same fate.
Yes, the exact same luck.
So it would be actually fitting for both coaches they both made it.
Oh.
Okay. Obviously, the Buckeyes would win that game, but it would look good on James Franklin's resume that he at least made it.
I'm in a state of disbelief.
The Penn State fans would be like, you know what? That Ohio State team was just ridiculous. It was like when we played Alabama in 2020. It was like we had no chance. Like, they had the best offensive line, the best quarterback, best receiver, Heisman receiver, best running back. Like, they won literally every award for best.
That was an NFL team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So far as Buckeyes fans, it was like, okay, like, all right, yeah, if that's who we're going to lose to, all right, then it is what it is. That would be the same thing for Penn State.
Despite everything that's been said about this college football playoff, these semifinal games, at least from our vantage point, set up for tremendous television.
And
because
think about this, from the Big Ten champion, from a Big Ten
standpoint, yeah.
Ooh,
one of your employers.
You
get a cut of that money?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, 2 Big Ten teams have made the college football semifinal. You have on both sides of the coaching matchup, you have Ohio, and you have an Ohioan at quarterback for Penn State, I should say. You have Marcus Freeman, head coach of Notre Dame, an Ohio State linebacker.
Is Will Howard from Pennsylvania?
Yes. Well, Howard's a Pennsylvanian who wanted to go to Penn State.
I wonder, did Drew Aller want to come to Ohio State?
Drew Aller probably wanted to come to Ohio State.
And if Drew Aller gets hurt, who's the backup?
An Olentangy kid.
Ethan Gronkmeyer.
Well, is he really?
Yes. Yeah, because Pabiola went to Mizzou.
I tell you what, though, the interesting thing is if Penn State beats Notre Dame, Drew Aller has a really big boy decision to make. Because it'll be
a fascinating decision.
I know what I said, that I would be back. But, like, if we get there and I'm cooking, because he's been looking good. If I'm cooking like this, and let's say I lose to the Buckeyes by 14. Let's say it's just a 14-point game. But I threw 3 touchdowns, no picks. And I did this with average wide receivers that some people would say slightly below average.
And the Giants have the number 4 pick, and Malik Neighbors is sitting right there.
Well, the Giants is trading up to the first pick of the draft. I'm telling you right now, it's happening.
That's what I'm saying. If you're the Browns, you get that first pick.
Judy.
And you hold it in front of them. You say, how bad do you want this pick? Give us a couple ones. We'll give it to you.
That man, Drew Aller, would really shoot up the draft board.
He would.
In my personal
Deservedly so.
Because he's looked really good in the playoffs.
Is Tyler Warren eligible for the draft? Can the Browns take him?
Yeah, he's going to be the first tight.
Let's do that, Cleveland Browns.
No, they're going to, because it's a tight end from Bowling Green that's broke every record for tight ends.
Well, no, but Tyler Warren plays a bunch of positions, and the Browns need help at a bunch of positions.
Well, you know how Kevin is with a tight end, so I say they trade Njoku and get him.
The Tyler Warren?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have to trade anybody. They just draft him.
But you can get some from Njoku.
We'll do some Browns discussion here in a couple minutes because it has. If you'd have told me yesterday that it was Thursday, I'd have been like, no, I thought it was Wednesday. I didn't know what day of the week it was all week.
Is it because of the game was on a Wednesday?
Because Christmas was last Wednesday and then New Year's was on Wednesday, but New Year's Eve was on Tuesday, New Year's Day was on Wednesday, but the Rose Bowl was on Wednesday. And I have no sense of time. But I'm pretty sure it's Friday morning at 11 o'clock.
We're not trying to do too much around
11
here,
or 6.
but over the course of 5 days, you might have gleaned some stuff. Bishop and Friends present What We've Learned This Week.
I will start. What we learned this week was that Ohio State is the most talented college football team in the country. What we think we learned is that Ohio State is the best college football team in the country. 41-21 was as decisive of an Ohio State win as I can remember in that kind of game against that kind of opponent. Make no mistake, I think Oregon is deserved of the number 1 seed. They're the Big Ten champs. They went unblemished through the season. I think Dylan Gabriel's a hell of a quarterback, but that for Ohio State was perfection in play calling and perfection in execution on both sides.
I would agree with you on that one. Listen, Oregon had a really good season as their first year in the Big Ten. I mean, there's nothing to be sad about. Everybody knows it's hard to beat a team twice, and this was a totally different team than what you was the first time you faced them, which you knew that going in, and obviously you just don't got the Johns and the Joes. Well, I tell you what I learned this week. I've learned that this Georgia thing really is done. It might be done. To that dynasty.
Not really drive off into the sunset because I don't want anybody Georgia driving, but going off into the sunset.
Remember, it was they went back to back, and then everybody was talking about them doing the three-peat last year, and then they didn't make it. But I didn't think they'd be like this. I had my doubts in the season, but to watch it happen the way it happened, they really don't It used to be like some type of fear when you seen Georgia. When you went up and you seen that G, it's all right, we got to be locked and loaded.
The mystique's gone.
Yeah, it's like when Bama, it was like
R.I.P. in peace to that.
It's like Bama. It's done. Wow. It's crazy to me. So, yeah, that learned that.
And Ohio State gets a chance to wipe another SEC team off the map. Cotton Bowl semifinal against Texas Friday night at 7:30. Ryan Day is going to speak around noon-ish today, and we'll carry those comments live on the Fan when he takes the podium. Cole, what'd you learn this week?
I'll take it one step further than you did. I learned that Ohio State's winning the national championship.
Oh, yeah, that's happening.
If you want to make a believer out of me, anything can happen once, but do it twice and do it consecutively. And the way that they beat Oregon right after they beat Tennessee, the way that they did, honestly, I can't even lie. It kind of clouded the fun that I was having last night watching Georgia, because if you told me, if you reversed the schedule and Notre Dame and Georgia played first, I would have thought Notre Dame was a serious championship contender. But I'm dead serious. I was kind of already resigned to the fact after watching the Ohio State-Oregon game, they're winning it all, so what's it even matter?
I mean, that's...
Still think you got to play the game.
You know,
but it's sad. I cannot blame you for thinking that, because that's also where my mind's going.
What's sad is that he says it with sadness.
He's a Notre Dame fan.
Where's his education from?
What high school? Steubenville.
No.
Oh.
Post.
I'm impressed that you remember that.
You went to Steubenville?
No, my parents are from Steubenville. I'm from Dublin.
Okay. Where did you get your college education?
Ohio State, because Pitt... Because no.
He claims he will never say that.
Okay.
I like OHIO. I like when I'm in an airport with an Ohio State shirt. Now, I don't like how all the what do they call it on the airplane? The ladies who go around and they do the demonstration.
Flight attendants?
The flight attendants.
Stewardesses?
Either or. I don't like how they throw OHIO around 16 times on a flight. I like it once or twice.
Okay, some people overdo it.
Is that better or worse than when they tell jokes?
Some are kind of funny.
Yeah. You've never heard a stewardess or whoever the flight attendant is tell a joke on a plane before?
Not really.
It's bad.
Some of them have good personality.
I've never had a good one. I've been like, oh, that was...
I like OHIO. I don't like the Ohio State.
What is this you like? You literally got your education.
Blasphemous.
You're probably paying them now.
I am. No, hold on. I'm paying back the government, and that's just another reason why that I should not like this school. I wanted to go to Pitt. Out-of-state tuition would have been $80,000 more over 4 years.
Why Pitt?
Hail to Pitt, baby.
Because my parents are from Steubenville. I like Pittsburgh. My favorite.
Who are you?
This is Cole.
I'm a one of a kind.
Tyvis.
I liked him better with the beard.
Oh, man.
He wasn't doing
New
this.
year, new him.
So do women. So do women. So it'll come back eventually.
New year, new all of us is not what we learned, but I learned about you, Tyvis, that it's the same Tyvis Powell.
What's that supposed
that we
to
got in 2024. I'm giving this up. I'm going on this diet. A day later, how was the diet? I couldn't do it.
This is baloney.
I couldn't do it.
I'm sticking to what I said. Listen.
Okay. For now. The thing about it is I have zero confidence that you will keep it up past March. By the time we're at the Memorial Tournament and you've done your 15 minutes on the Peloton, you will not have that jug of water with you, and your soda intake may be a couple.
And so you don't believe in me?
For the most part, I do.
This the thing. I don't need the
as
soda.
a friend, I'm being real to you.
I'm a lemonade guy anyway.
Okay.
So like the soda is like... That's it. Like, the only way I'm going to have a soda if it's, like, nothing else available. Nothing. It's either soda or alcohol. Like, okay, give me the soda. Like, that's the only way I'm going to have it.
I do have a soda. It's a not soda. I think you will like. I don't think the camera's on you, so you don't have to hold up your gigantic water bottle. Actually, speak of the mic. Get the camera on you.
Oh, okay.
And hold up the jug.
Look at that.
Where were you supposed to be by 11:12?
It's 11 right here at this 11. I'm a little behind.
You're very behind, friend. Yeah, get to chugging. Fortunately, we'll have to chug along to a commercial break here, so you're going to get some time. Actually, don't do that too much because I don't need you having to hop out of here at like 11:30 because you got to use the little boys' room.
I just went.
Okay, good. So maybe we actually have the 45 minutes that this hour has allotted us. There's going to be a zappening this weekend in Baltimore. The Browns making the right move. We'll discuss that next. It's Bishop and Friends on The Fan.
All the 10 TV people come over to our side of the building to take a deuce. That should tell you something about how we operate. The Fan.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Hey, it's Anthony. I know what you didn't receive as a gift, a new pair of feet. But I know how you can feel like you did. Get to the Good Feet store. That's because they're going to help you eliminate your foot pain. And not by just throwing some insoles into your shoes and sending you on your way. They'll make it very personal. They asked me about my daily activities, the type of pain that brought me in, and they properly measured my feet and arch size. You're not done. It's test walk time. Once you're fitted at the Good Feet store, they're going to put those arch supports right into your own shoes. You can immediately feel the difference they make with every step. And then it's the best time. Start enjoying the comfort immediately. You'll walk out wearing your new arch supports hassle-free and begin living the life you love without pain. The Good Feet stores help many people relieve their pain, me included. No waiting required. Good Feet arch supports are immediately available. Good Feet products are proudly made in the USA. The Good Feet store. They're on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions, so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
The snow is moving out today. The cold moves in tonight. Today we're looking at highs around freezing. Tonight, though, we get down to 18. Look out for some black ice on the roadways. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high around 25. And then heading into Sunday, increasing clouds with highs in the upper 20s. Snow is going to be heavy at times Sunday night going into Monday. A plowable snow is likely for the metro. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
An ex-jock and a very puffy, smooth-faced man. These are the first voices you should hear. Morning Juice. Your wake-up service.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan. With friends like these, who needs former college football players? This is Bishop and Friends.
Reeser Tyvis Cole rolling until noon. Then Ohio State head coach Ryan Day is expected to give a press conference. You mean Ryan Day, not Cole.
Yeah,
who is freshly shaven.
Yeah, you look like that's how you do. You should have kept the mustache, at least pulled the Reeser.
That's what you do if you do the mustache, is you grow it all out.
I thought about that. I actually did. I've never done it. I've never had the guts to do it, but I could have.
As you are with roommates currently in this time of your life, go for it. I always encourage messing around with your facial hair if you're able to.
Let me ask you about this mustache of yours, because
someone had asked in the YouTube chat if I had lost a bet. No, this was my decision.
So this is the thing, because sometimes mines go into my nose. That doesn't happen to you.
Oh, it does. Nose, mouth sometimes.
It doesn't bother you.
Of course it bothers me.
But you continue.
You go into the bathroom, you grab some scissors, and you cut that hair.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I'm doing that.
By the way, I'm totally Team Tyvis on the whole, like, shaving cream doesn't work thing. Just do it in the shower.
I didn't say that. I said I don't shave, period.
No, you said something else about not using shaving.
He's never put a straight razor to his face.
Correct.
What? No,
That's what both said.
But your picture on Wikipedia, you have the thin beard.
It hadn't grown in. I was in college.
That did not look natural.
I swear.
That looked lined up.
No, that's what it was. Like, I didn't get it. My beard didn't start growing out until I was like 2017, 2018, something like that.
Oh.
Like
well,
my second year in the league.
Oh, well, then what I just said is totally different. I don't think shaving cream works. I don't know.
I'm scared to try it. I'm not shaving. I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that.
The full baby face
I'm not
look?
doing that.
Okay.
My wife would kill me.
That's important, right? She's who you have to ask.
Speaking of your wife,
that's the flow chart where it stops and ends.
Why isn't she helping you out with the whole bread thing? Why are you relying on Man Bone and Timmy? Why can't she be your teammate in this thing?
That's a good question. I don't think she would, because she loves
He's
bread.
too scared to ask.
Oh, wait, hold on. You never even brought it up to her?
No. Nope. My wife is happy.
We are in a strange job where I'm sure, Tyvis, like, you probably collectively talk to myself, Man, Bone, and Timmy more than you do your wife. And I'll throw in Bo as well.
It's very possible that could be the case.
It's just because we spend so much time doing this.
We talk for a living, so like when you get home, you like kind of talked out.
No, I get that.
So like,
it just. You know
what? I'm gonna ask her when I get home.
Yeah,
I got a lot of time today since I'm doing an early show. I'm like, you want to give up bread? She's gonna look at me like I'm crazy.
Let's make a joint effort to just not get bread at the grocery store.
She's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do it.
It's funny, Cole, you mentioned that as my girlfriend and I are about to go into a month of trying to bake bread every weekend.
Why?
We did. I did it during the pandemic, and it was fun.
What is with y'all in bread? Like,
bread's good, man.
I don't understand. Like bread.
Try and make sourdough bread in the oven.
I don't even think about bread.
Could be good.
I don't even think about bread.
Okay.
Well, we're 2 days into the year, and apparently you already broke.
Yeah.
First of all, I never said that I was giving up the bread. Common Man, T-Bone, and Tim didn't agree. So I said, well, I'm not doing it alone. So I didn't do it. My thing that I said that I was doing for this New Year's, because this is baloney what you had on this paper.
Oh, it's something I learned this week. And not necessarily something I learned, because I'd always hypothesized that you were Mr. I'm going to make all these big statements at the beginning of the year or middle points of the year with my liquid diet and my intermittent fasting and my no bread diet.
I'm sick of this. Let's clear this up. When I say I'm going to do a goal, usually it was just, when you met me and I was doing that, it was for the month. It was just a month. I was just giving it up for 1 month. I made those months. I did it for the month.
I'm not gonna do an audit of all of your diets.
I'm just telling you, I did it. I did it. So that's that.
Have we talked to Matty Ice yet about his fries?
He said so on the last day, was you here?
So did Matty Ice give up fries for an entire calendar year?
Correct.
Yes, that's impressive.
On the last day, because they had like a show. Him and Matty Ice, they did Rothman and Ice, and DeVere was filling in.
DeVere and Baker.
And DeVere came in here with 2 big Chick-fil-A things of fries. And Matty Ice said he was going to take them home and put them in the air fryer. So I asked him when I seen him the following day or 2 days after, and he said he didn't eat those, but he has gotten some fries. So he's back.
Yeah, I think if I had gone a full year without fries,
that's why I'm doing
my
soda.
First dip into the pool wouldn't be reheated French fries. Like I would want to get them fresh. From like McDonald's and Wendy's have the perfect fries
fresh with salt,
right? That you want them made. You want them almost grown from the potato 5 minutes before you get into the drive-through lane. You don't want to have to do the reheating business.
That's why soda. But see, like next year when I drink soda again, like it's not like, I gotta have a soda.
It is a good thing. It's one of those that I would absolutely recommend if you're going to do a resolution is give up something that you don't normally use a lot of. But if you take it out of your diet or you take it out of your life, it won't make that big of an impact.
Like lemonade?
Like lemonade would make too much of an impact for you to take it out.
Yeah, I'd be rocking.
That's not something I would suggest. But soda, because you don't drink too much of it, I think is a good resolution because you don't miss it. You have cravings here and there, but if you can get over those cravings, it's not the biggest thing in the world. I have a craving for the Browns to finally have competent quarterback play, and it feels like I will be starved for that for maybe the next decade.
Starved.
On Saturday, the Browns are going to be at the Baltimore Ravens, who last checked are 20-point favorites over Cleveland. For Baltimore, it's simple, kind of. Win, and you're AFC North champion.
Yeah.
If Lamar Jackson keeps playing the way he has been playing, better statistically than 2 seasons where he won the MVP, if he puts 4 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air against Cleveland, maybe he puts his stamp on the MVP of this season.
Is it just a regular season award, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is his last performance too.
This is it.
That's pretty interesting. First of all, it's not going to take a decade for the Browns. I know it's been since 99. We haven't had none since 99. I mean, technically, they claim they had one in number 6, and then he got away, and now he's doing well, and whatever. however you feel about that.
Sure.
I get it because I was in the.
He wasn't
that guy when he was here.
There was competent quarterback play with Baker. There has been competent quarterback play with guys like Derek Anderson and Brian Hoyer, and you have seen that. Kelly Holcomb comes to mind. I think Tim Couch had a good game or two, but it hasn't been consistent.
I agree.
In 20-plus years.
That's fair.
On Saturday, when they play the Baltimore Ravens and are 20-point underdogs, they're going to start their 40th quarterback since returning in 1999. Western Kentucky's Bailey Zappi.
What if he's it?
He's going to be it Saturday, and then that's going to be it for him in a Browns uniform.
What if he looks good? I wonder what offense they're running.
I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea what to think of this. I know you're going to be able to hear Browns-Ravens over on ESPN Columbus. That's 1460 on the AM dial. We're going to have Blue Jackets hockey right here on the Fan Saturday afternoon into the evening.
What would you need to see from him to make you believe?
If he beats the Ravens.
So if he beats the Ravens and goes 300 yards.
Yeah, if Jerry Jeudy gets 200 yards receiving and most of it because Bailey Zappi's gunslinging it down the field, fine.
You walk into next season with him as the quarterback?
Yeah.
You would skip out on a quarterback at the number 3 pick.
I'm already skipping out of quarterback regardless of what happens tomorrow.
So you're Abdul Carter no matter what.
I could be talked into him.
Or Will Johnson.
I just said Tyler Warren. Like, I'd be okay with him. I'd be okay.
I would be an uproar
if you're gun to my head, I'm saying Will Johnson.
Okay. That's the dude. Is it Will Campbell?
Well, cornerback from Michigan.
Oh, I wasn't talking. I thought you were talking about the tackle from LSU.
Oh, maybe. I wasn't talking about him. I want defensive. I would like defensive back play.
Will Johnson from the Wolverines.
And I haven't had a ton of time to think about it. Because they're going to – I have no faith in this organization. But Bailey Zappi's the 40th quarterback to start for Cleveland since returning in 1999. Lamar Jackson, I do think, is one of 3 deserving of the MVP. I think you have Joe Burrow.
Saquon's not in that conversation.
I think he's in the conversation, but I don't think he's Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, or who did I say? Josh Allen important to his team. I think those 3 are so important to their team.
What if he would have broke the record?
It'd be great, but he would not be.
You would have to give it to him.
I don't think you'd have to. You don't have to do anything, Tyvis.
Yeah, you do. You have to pay your taxes.
No, you don't have to. You have to face the consequences of not paying them.
Wesley Snipes thought the same thing.
You have to face the consequences of not paying them. But at least for me, I think Saquon Barkley is deserving of being in the conversation. But I think to their team, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen means so much. I think Lamar Jackson similarly, but I would have Burrow Allen right now, almost neck and neck. I want to give it to 9, but I've got to see it from him tomorrow.
Well,
against the Steelers.
He's already deferred it. He said he's not winning it.
Fine.
He said that.
Okay, he can say that, but I mean, I don't know if anybody means more to their team.
I can't believe you ain't gonna give it to Lamar after he having the best
statistically better seasons, yes, than when he won the MVP twice. Sure, but
doesn't he have like the least interceptions out of them too? I think he only threw 4 picks.
I don't have their numbers in front of me, but
it's ridiculous.
It sounds something right.
QBR wise, I think he's number 1.
You think he's number 1? Could you Google that?
Cole.
Working on it.
I don't have a computer here.
You don't have a computer.
I don't have a login. So.
I hear you tapping away on a keyboard.
No, that's because Bobby's logged in.
I will admit that I have Ohio blinders on because I root for Joe Burrow.
I agree with
As a Browns fan, I want to see him succeed.
I would like to see him get 5,000 yards. I want him to throw for 3. He needs like 320-something yards or something.
All right, what stat did you want?
Quarterback rating. Who's first?
We got Lamar Jackson's number 1 in passer rating, quarterback rating, yards per attempt.
Okay, I agree. He's tremendous.
What's his? How many touchdowns to picks?
Oh, his TD to INT ratio is 39-4.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
That's like a prime Aaron Rodgers.
That's ridiculous. What's Joe's?
Joe Burrow is 42-8. So 3 more touchdowns, 4 more interceptions.
And what's Josh Allen?
And I go 1 down lower. We got 28-6. 28. Only 28?
What's his rushing touchdowns, though?
Oh, my gosh. I don't have that conveniently.
No, I'm not. We're not going to do the stats thing because we don't have those things in front of us at this point. But that's what I'm saying with those 3, is what they've meant to their team. And now you by the thinnest of margin, figure out who is 1, 2, and 3 in that running. Mm-hmm. And I would put Saquon 4. It's incredible, but he doesn't mean as much to the Eagles as those 3 mean to their respective teams.
Fair.
Thank you.
Joe Burrow's been sacked 44 times. No. This is actually good. Joe Burrow's been sacked 44 times. The other 2 have been sacked for a combined 37. between Jackson and Allen. Now, those two are more mobile than Burrow, but still.
So who's your MVP?
Oh, man.
Don't answer that. We'll get it next. It's Bishop and Friends on the Fan.
'Tis the season to raise a little Cane with Raising Cane's. Spread joy with craveable chicken finger meals and treat everyone on your nice list to a Cane's gift card or plush puppy, which benefits local pet organizations. Happy holidays from Raising Cane's. One love.
It's back January 10th through 19th at the Ohio Expo Center. The Ohio RV and Boat Show. Brought to you in part by Park National Bank. RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf cars, and more. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center January 10th through 19th. Get tickets online at OhioRVandBoatShow.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances and shop online. McAfee will help keep your device's privacy and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. That's McAfee.com/online protection. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has added new strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today, and you can be one of the first to try it out. We're raising the bar with new benches, and our new hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all of the best-in-class equipment we've always had, with most clubs open 24 hours, so you can work out your way on your time. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 10th. See Home Club for details.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Keep your friends close and your producers closer. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
According to people much smarter than me, the Cincinnati Bengals have a 4% chance to make the playoffs.
What?
4% is Cincinnati's chance.
That's because they need
a lot of things to happen, and they need to beat Pittsburgh on Saturday night. That game's at 8 o'clock.
Is it they need the Dolphins to lose?
So they need the Jets to beat the Dolphins.
That's not happening.
So
it could. Never mind. That could happen.
They need the Jets to beat the Dolphins and the Chiefs to beat the Broncos. Both of those two games are on Sunday.
Well, the Chiefs not going. The Chiefs.
They're starting Carson Wentz in that.
He gonna try to play as hard as he can, but I don't think they got nobody playing. So
yeah, Chiefs are resting everybody. Dolphins, as of right now, won't have Tua. I think that's his game time decision. As he's been. It always feels like he is. I mean, I guess we're all day to day, but Tua's dealing with a hip injury, but for the Dolphins, you have to win to get to make the postseason. Again, Cincinnati is currently got a 4% chance. The odds go up to 7 with a win over Pittsburgh. If the Bengals win, the Jets beat the Dolphins. Chances go to 17%. Bengals win, the Chiefs beat the Broncos. Cincinnati's looking at the postseason.
I don't think it's happening. I think, and it's their own fault.
Too little, too late.
Yeah, they got hot too late. Yep. That's all. There's some of them early losses that they took that's come back to get them.
I had said this was in a game maybe against the Baltimore Ravens. I think they lost by 1 point. I'm looking to see back in November. I had called it a must-win. It was Thursday night. Prime Video.
Oh, that was the Jamar Chase game.
It was 30, what?
They lost that
3
game?
touchdowns for Jamar. Yeah, 35-34.
Didn't he have 200 yards?
He did. He had 264 yards, caught 11 balls.
That's ridiculous.
Joe Burrow tossed 4 touchdowns. It was 34-56 for 428. I had said that was a must-win game for Cincinnati.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
And then the next week, I think they had the Chargers. And it just became all right, you got to win this one. Okay, well, then win this one. And they
kept dropping them. It was like a point where they
3 in a row, and they were close.
They lost to
one possession games.
Teams and then beat the terrible teams. And
it was a lot because defensively they couldn't. They were a sieve.
I mean, if they made the postseason, how far you think they go?
I think they could win a game in the wild card round.
But you don't think they?
I think the Cincinnati Bengals offensively can outscore any team in the league.
That's a fact.
They've just got to have 1 or 2 things go their way.
Listen, I played that game before. That's the 2013 Buckeyes. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
It's not going to work when you get into the divisional and then into the – obviously, if you somehow get into the Super Bowl, the divisional or the championship or the Super Bowl. But it might in the wild card, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously there is.
Well, I mean, if it comes down to a K. York kick.
Well, it could be probably Evan McPherson at that point.
Is he back?
He might be back by then. Because if I'm in Cincinnati, I would never have Cade York kick a field goal again. You can kick extra points, buddy. Evan McPherson had his job saved last week.
I mean,
that overtime game in Denver.
You talking about the same Cade York whose very first kick in the NFL in a regular season game, he beat the Baker Mayfield
Carolina Panthers. Yep.
He won Cleveland's heart.
Didn't they draft him in like the 4th round or something?
3rd or 4th.
Just incredible. And this is going back to the somehow with me it always gets back to the Browns.
But he got a strong leg. He just.
I would hope every kicker in the NFL has a strong leg. That's why they're kicking in the NFL. But if it's not working between the ears, then it doesn't matter how strong your leg is.
It's crazy there. Kicking in the NFL is totally different than what it was just like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Nothing's automatic. Nothing feels automatic anymore.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Back like 10, 15 years ago, a 55, 56-yard field goal was insane. Like, you can't make that. Now that's a chip shot. You better be able to make that. I remember talking to Phil Dawson about that. Phil was like, yeah, man. He was like, the ones that's 50 and above, like, you're not expected to make those. So I just kicked them freely. He said, when you get up under 50, that's the ones where you got to, like, lock in because everybody expects you to make those. So it's funny that now it's like 60. Like, 60 is probably the ones, like, just kick it because who cares?
At that point, yeah, just try it.
But, like, 50, 55, 56, even though that's far, like, you're expected to make that.
If I'm Cincinnati tomorrow in Pittsburgh, at any point you need a field goal, don't. Just go for it. The ball needs to stay in Joe Burrow's hands. Because as they were driving at the end of the game last week, there was, we'll just take the point, Zach Taylor. And it's like, no, I've got Joe Burrow. I trust him over everybody else on that team. Not named Jamar Chase.
That's fair, but
Saturday is going to be a lot of fun. As a Browns fan, I really want him to start Jameis Winston because I think the Browns are exponentially more fun with Jameis.
Oh, you can kill that noise.
No, I know. He'll never play a snap for the Browns again. But Bengals Steelers will be a lot of fun.
I won't say that. Don't rule that out. Even though
I'm going to rule it out right now.
It's probably like 96% true.
Okay.
So 4% though.
Great.
You're telling me there is a chance.
Yes. But I do think that Cleveland, the quarterbacks that'll be dressed Saturday, Bailey Zappi's obviously starting, DTR, and then Jameis probably the emergency break glass. None of them will be in the quarterback room next year.
He gave us 300 yards last year.
Cole, do you have faith in the Pittsburgh Steelers putting a halt to their 3-game slide?
Oh, boy, they need it. I can tell you that if they're going to do anything in the playoffs. And, I'm really interested in keeping that slate against Houston because I've kind of seen enough of the Ravens, and in the commercial break, I made the decision that Lamar Jackson's my MVP, and so I'd like to not have to play him. So, winning this game and going to Houston against C.J. Stroud, who's experienced somewhat of a sophomore slump this year, the Texans haven't looked as effective. They didn't really dominate the division, especially a bad division that was dominatable. Didn't seem to be the case this year. They weren't as good. So I'd rather go there than go to Baltimore. So I think the Steelers really need to bring their best stuff. For sure.
So if they win, they play the Texans? And if they lose, they play Baltimore?
Assuming that the Chargers win, the Chargers would I think... Oh, I know. The Steelers may have a tiebreaker. Because I think the Steelers beat the Chargers earlier this year. But it depends on their record.
Yes. The Steelers had that win, so they have the tiebreaker there over Los Angeles.
So who would they play?
The Steelers are currently slated to play Houston. I think there is risk of them dropping down a slot and then going to Baltimore instead.
So they need to win this game.
Yeah, you want to play Houston in the first round.
I mean,
that's
Baltimore.
sad.
That team,
it's sad.
It stinks.
It's because their offensive line is terrible.
Offensive line stunk,
and they lost.
Had injuries, and then they lost. Players in other positions.
Was good.
He was so good at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, but that's the team you would want to see.
I agree.
The first round of the playoffs.
I agree with you.
We're just a short time removed from seeing the Ravens go to Houston and those two playing each other, and Houston only scoring a safety.
Oh, it was brutal.
That was a blowout.
I almost forgot that game existed.
What was it, 31-2,
because
right?
31-2. Yeah, I'd rather play Houston than Baltimore.
Boy, that sucks.
Yeah. Well,
If the Steelers aren't able to win against the Bengals Saturday and they go and they flame out in the first round, who's quarterbacking that team next year? Russell Wilson or Justin Fields or somebody else?
If they flame out in the first round, so they lose tomorrow.
They lose tomorrow.
And lose in the first round?
And lose in the wild card round. Super wild card weekend.
Well, from what I've heard is, one...
yes, tell me what sources are telling you.
What I heard was that Justin felt some type of way about the organization because they asked him to do certain things and he did exactly what they asked him to do, and then they still went to Russell. So I think he feels some type of way about that, which I get that.
Yeah.
But I will not deny the fact that, listen, you're in a stable organization. If they want you back, I would want to. The conversation would be, do you want me back? Like, am I competing to be the starter? Like, that would, if that's the case, he absolutely should stay. Because they win games, he'll always be in it. He'll have a chance to do things. But if that's not the case, then yeah, he could go somewhere else. And Russell, I told everybody about Russell a long time ago, but nobody cares about what I say.
That's not true. What did you say about Russell?
I said that Russell's only good for half. He didn't tell me that. Russell's good for half a season.
Oh, Sherman probably wouldn't have said good at all.
No, he wouldn't have said that.
You can't air what what Richard Sherman thinks about Russell Wilson on the air. Amazon wouldn't even put it on their
Sherman is he's too far left on it. Like, I like to see it as reality. He has his own personal feelings about it. Russell is good for half a season. He for 8 games, he'll look like an MVP.
And for what Pittsburgh's
the other ones
gone through over the past couple of years, half a season isn't going to do it.
No. Unless it's the later half of the season.
There's two Erics here. There's Browns fan Eric that can't wait to see this go down in flames, to get the schadenfreude that comes from a Pittsburgh late season collapse. Then there's the NFL fan Eric that wants better for Pittsburgh because of how much appreciation and respect I have for Mike Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the woman I'm in love with is a native Pittsburgh.
Really?
Pittsburgher is a Yinzer.
That's a shame.
I didn't know that.
And having gone to Pittsburgh, I really enjoy that city. And there's some great people there.
Hey.
So I have love for them. But I hate the Steelers.
You got what?
I have love for people of Pittsburgh.
That's like me saying I got love for the Wolverines.
Tyvis, I'm not a Clevelander.
Did you like Pitt Brown?
I worked there.
Did I like Pitt Brown?
I have family from Northeast Ohio. My ties are in Columbus, bud.
Cool.
Yeah, see, so you like people from Pittsburgh too.
I said we were just teammates.
Oh, not that close.
No, they were just cool.
Yeah, we was cool.
Just okay.
Cool guy. That's about it, though.
Why are you getting all weird about it?
This is really weird.
I just answered the question.
Thing or not a thing next. Bishop and Friends on the Fan.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
1, 2, 3. The Daily Coach Ryan Day Show is brought to you locally by Credit Union of Ohio and by Hyde Park Prime Steakhouse on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
This is the Daily Show brought to you by Safe Flat Auto Glass. Ohio State defeats Oregon in the Rose Bowl. Jim Lachey, certainly the way Ohio State has started, not just the Oregon game, but the Tennessee game has been a big indicator for this team.
Yeah, these last 2 playoff games have been so impressive the way Ohio State's been able to come out. And, you know, you can talk about the offense because you get 21 points against Tennessee early and you get 34 points in the first half. But really our defense has come out there and set the tone. Pressure in the quarterback. Physical. You know, we saw a lot of physical tackles early in those ball games, and that was most impressive to see those guys come out. And then, hey, special teams, they're starting to find some confidence in what they're doing there. Didn't have to punt too much, just 5 times in the Oregon game, but just to see all those guys step up, that's what's going to take against Texas. You know, you just take these one at a time, and Ohio State, after the last 2 performances, looks pretty impressive.
Okay, we'll have another comment in just a moment.
Hi, this is Paul Keels. This Buckeye season, don't let a broken windshield ruin your game plan. Safe Flat Auto Glass makes it easy to get your windshield fixed with their mobile glass shops all over Central Ohio. They can come to you anywhere, giving Buckeye fans more time for game time. OH? Man, I love that. Schedule at SafeLight.com. Safe Light Auto Glass is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
At Ohio State, we are the never afraid to innovate teams and the improve people's lives teams. Together, we are the Ohio State University.
On the heels of Ohio State beating Oregon in the Rose Bowl, Jim, you talked about the defense. Certainly when you think about the way Jack Sawyer has played in tandem with Jalen Tuimoloau. Them getting pressure on Oregon's quarterback is something they've really done through these two playoff games.
Well, what's been impressive is Larry Johnson the last couple games has really rotated that defensive line a lot. You've seen numerous guys play. Caden Curry ended up getting a set. Kenyatta Jackson playing a little bit. Edric Houston, the true freshman, gets some time at defensive tackle. Hero Canoe in there. They've been rotating a lot of different guys in there, but you can't forget about guys like Ty Hamilton and Tyleek Williams. Our two defensive tackles have been so impressive in the two playoff games. And certainly the guys you mentioned, Jack Sawyer and Jalen Tuimoloau, those guys have been impressive throughout their whole career. And when they came in, it was one of the highest recruiting classes in the country, those defensive ends, and they're playing like 5 stars right now.
Sure are. This is the Ohio State Sports Network from Learfield.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Uh-huh.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings. Because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar.
Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Aaron, I invented 5 new ways to say we come through for you when you need us to. Do we need more ways to say it?
Get Eco.
ECO. When your toilet won't flush, we come in a rush.
Get Eco.
ECO. Want a ceiling fan install? We come when you call.
Get Eco.
ECO. When the temperature is unpleasant, we fly like a pheasant.
You were kind of reaching for that one.
But I didn't reach as far as Puerto Rico.
Get Eco.
ECO.
We're standing by and ready to fly.
Oh, that's a good one.
Get Eco.
ECO. When you're in a sweat, we come in a jet.
Reaching again.
Get Eco.
ECO.
When your drain has a clog?
We'll sled with a dog.
No.
We'll surf on a log.
No.
We'll run, not jog.
Get Eco.
ECO. We do it right at the speed of light.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. We come through for you when you need us to.
GetEco.com.
The only show where sports talk is eclipsed by food talk.
Oh, no.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan. Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
This from ESPN's Heather Dinich. The college football playoff is not going to flip the dates and times of the Cotton Bowl and the Capital One Orange Bowl. Greg Sankey had asked on Thursday to change them. So you'll have Notre Dame and Penn State playing next Thursday, Ohio State and Texas playing on Friday. The request was made before the Sugar Bowl quarterfinal yesterday. In the event that Georgia had won, then the Bulldogs would have gotten a full week till next Friday to play in that Orange Bowl. But the CFP executive director, Rich Clark, telling ESPN, we're not going to flip the games. The concession we made with the athletic directors was to start the Sugar Bowl earlier, an 18-hour or so delay. We slipped the game 18 hours to ensure we could provide safety and security for teams, coaches, staffs, fans, and others involved. NOLA and Sugar Bowl officials were amazing in that. Everybody in that tragedy that was, New Orleans on New Year's Day, everybody, it affected everybody. And so it was a tremendous response by first responders and by the city. It was a tremendous game honestly. Even that Georgia, not the most competitive through all 4 quarters, that was entertaining. I was entertained.
Can't believe all 4 bye teams that got a buys out.
I think each has its own individual reasons for why they were bounced in one game. I'm not necessarily sure the bye did them all in. Maybe Oregon had a little bit too much time to sit on their hands.
That wouldn't have made it.
But I don't think so either. So
all 8 betting favorites won.
I think the best thing
that's why they build those casinos.
The best thing that could have happened for Oregon was that the old state beat the Wolverines. That'd have changed things because they'd have seen them in the Big Ten championship, played them, whatever. And then in a third time, then it could have been what it was.
The Daily Fan Poll asks, will the Bengals make the playoffs?
No.
86% agree with you. Of respondents to the Daily Fan Poll. 4% chance. It goes up to 7, I believe, if Cincinnati's able to get a win in Pittsburgh on Saturday.
I love to see my boy Vaughn in the playoffs, and Joe, but I just don't. The path is too much.
It's it's too little, too late for Cincinnati.
I don't see Pittsburgh losing, or I don't see them beating Pittsburgh.
I see them beating Pittsburgh, but I see the things that have to happen for them on Sunday not going the way they need it. I see that
Carson Wentz win a big game.
Right. Can he beat the Denver Broncos?
No.
I mean, that's Chad Henne on 3rd and 14 against the Browns in the playoffs.
This is one of those, if the Broncos lose, they out.
I don't think that's finite. I think they can afford to lose, but I think then the Dolphins would have to lose to the Jets or tie that game.
I can see that happening. I don't see the Chiefs beating the Broncos.
Well, from the corrections department, it's going to be Tyler Huntley starting at quarterback for Miami Sunday against New York. So that just coming down about 8 minutes ago from Mike McDaniel.
They don't care. This is about to be one of them ones. Let's get this thing done so I can get to my offseason.
I can go on vacation.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Custom Air. Custom Air. Custom Solutions. Custom Comfort.
First thing for me, if anything you've heard of the last 3 hours sounds fun or informative to you, I've got real good news. We're going to be doing it again tomorrow from 10 to 1. The Sports Spectacular returns triumphantly in what was college football's offseason, but now we've got a Rose Bowl to dissect.
Whoa, wow.
And a Cotton Bowl to discuss.
Wow.
Follow that up.
Yeah, I don't know how I can. Number 1 for me, it is typically Fridays is the pizza night at the Powell's residence. Maybe I should order myself a large and really see what I can do.
Eat your feelings.
I'm not going to eat my feelings. Maybe, though, I will order myself a large, my own personal large, get the kids and the wife, whatever they want.
What are you going to get pizza toppings-wise?
I would do pepperoni and banana peppers.
Hell yeah. Banana peppers on pizza? Thumbs up. Thumbs up from Eric.
So let's see how many I can eat. I don't think I can eat that whole box, though.
Would you want to do maybe sometime this year?
You want to do the Denver Nuggets?
Yeah, do us versus Nuggets?
No. Okay. That's ridiculous, too, because the Cavs just scored like.
You get 120 Nuggets.
Yeah.
You'd have to eat at least 100 to keep pace.
Like, at the minimum, they don't score nothing less than 114.
Could be fun.
No, it could not be fun. Are you insane?
Yes.
It's day 3 of the year, and Tyvis is already planning to eat bread again. All right, so let's rehash what we did in the last segment, but with a little bit more certainty with these playoff scenarios. All right, so the Steelers currently have the 5. The Chargers currently have the 6. They currently have the same record of 10-6. So that's the key part here. Steelers have the tiebreaker because they beat the Chargers earlier in the season, but they have the same record. The Chargers are going to Vegas, who's a little bit hot, kind of winning some games that they shouldn't be winning.
They ain't winning this one.
But the Chargers need to beat Vegas. We'll say that they do. So that means that the Steelers would have to beat the Bengals in order to maintain that game against Houston. Because if the Steelers lose to the Bengals, they might be going to Baltimore.
Well,
the Duke's Mayo Bowl is tonight at 7:30. I just learned that.
Wait a minute. They didn't play. Oh, that was the Gator Bowl last night.
Gator Bowl was last night. You got Minnesota and Virginia Tech at 7:30.
Woo.
Let's see PJ Fleck get mayo dumped on him.
A lot of maroon in that game.
That is disgusting.
It is pretty gross.
There's
no need for that.
Him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think they have to water it down because a couple of years ago they almost concussed one of the coaches because they dropped the bucket full of not watered down mayonnaise. We don't need to do that, guys.
Number 2 for me. Did I ever update you about remember I told you I was going to race my wife and family in that Nickelodeon slime cart game?
Update me.
Oh, it crushed them. Oh my goodness, it was bad. Like it was to the point where my wife quit. She was like, "I'm done." Like, so
was it a rage quit?
No, it wasn't a rage quit. It was like, "Tyvis, you're too good. I'm done. It's your night." So I'm gonna challenge her to. I'm gonna see if she wants a rematch tonight. Just see if she's up to it. Crush her again.
Clay Travis had a great tweet last night that I wish that I came up with. He goes, Notre Dame, the team that Brian Kelly left behind because he didn't believe he could win the big game there, just won a bigger game in the state of Louisiana than he has in his 3 years at LSU. Brian Kelly, you are a fool. Except the best decision you ever made was hiring Marcus Freeman as your DC.
Despite it being a rough end for the Blue Jackets, who lost to the Red Wings with like 35 seconds left, Detroit got that final goal on Elvis Merzlikins. They did a great job with the pregame, had Paul Keels voice the intro. It was really cool to see them on the CW Columbus. They've got one of 5 games that'll be available locally on your antennas, so you don't have to use that awful, terrible, nobody likes you Bally Total Fitness sports app. But the Blue Jackets also did last night was
FanDuel.
Whatever. The quarter-century teams for the CBJ as they celebrate 25 years in existence. Goalie for the first team, Sergei Bobrovsky, of course. Goalie for the second team, Steve Mason. I just want to remind everybody out there that Ron Tugnut in 2000 actually received votes for President of the United States. The Blue Jackets did the Tugnut for President campaign. I know a lot of people may not remember that. I do. It was fun. Vote Tugnut.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Last thing for me, the last thing that I didn't tell y'all is that I'm learning how to cook this year. This is going to be my attempt. My first dish that I want to cook. So I seen this woman make this Cajun chicken pasta, and it looked like it's simple. So I'm going to go for it. It's going to be sometime next week because I have some free time on my hands. I'm going for it. Wish me luck.
That sounds delicious.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'll let you know if it is.
The trio is back. Rothman and Ice and Colin together for the first time in a long time. And this trio will be back tomorrow on Fan Sports Saturday.
Yeah, it's CB back from SC. They're going to have Ryan Day at noon-ish. He'll be previewing a Cotton Bowl matchup with Texas. Again, the three of us, the Sports Saturday Spectacular, Bishop and Friends, back Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Here's a listener tweet. Are Man and Bone stupid in real life? Yes. Yes, they are. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. The Bengals a 1.5-point favorite tomorrow night against the Steelers. With Mike Tomlin as an underdog against a divisional opponent, the Steelers are 22-16 straight up and 26-10 against the spread. Browns are giving the Ravens 17.5 tomorrow. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOVE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOVE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's back January 10th through 19th at the Ohio Expo Center. The Ohio RV and Boat Show, brought to you in part by Park National Bank. 3 enormous buildings with dealers that have brought the best selection of RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, golf cars, and more. Wide open aisles, tons to see, fun for all. The Ohio RV and Boat Show at the Ohio Expo Center, January 10th through 19th. From towables to drivers, jet skis to pontoons, and more. It's all here. Join the fun. One-stop competitive shopping. Get tickets online at Ohio